Hello everyone, and a good evening. Welcome to Neon Wail number 5, brought to you by the SAC. It is I, Mad Gamer II, joined once again by the lovely Miss Pixie Six.
Hello everyone. I hope you're really excited for Neon Wail. Got some pretty good teams lined up here. The necessary requirements to join this tournament was that you had, I suppose, graduated from low level, that you're low ink band, or you're above Div 4. So these are going to be some pretty good teams that we're going to see tonight, I'm Mad.
That's right. You've heard of those ceiling limits, you know, those low-level tournaments that won't let you in if you're above a certain level. Now we got the opposite. If you're below a certain level, this is not the tournament for you.
Yay, gatekeeping! Woo!
But first up is the 4 gunch goons versus Puro Fanclub. Looking at the roster here, the 4 gunch goons, I actually recognize several of the players. They will put on quite the show for us, I must say.
Yeah, I think I've heard of Latios and Echo before, but I do not remember what they play, and I do not remember how good they are. But if they stuck in my memory simply because of their names, they must be good.
I will say Ultra Yeats, I don't know what they play either, but I just always imagine them playing some sort of hammer weapon just because of
because
their name.
They can yeet it?
They can yeet it.
That's fair.
And on Puro Fanclub, looks like we have a couple of members of a team. Autumn and Minty. Actually, Minty sounds familiar as well, and they also have an Echo on their squad.
Oh, that's got to be confusing. There's gonna be 2 Echoes, Echo v Echo.
It'll be a battle for who is the ultimate Echo.
Yes, the mightier Echo.
Now, if I do believe this is a double elimination tournament, so while
That's right.
we have everyone in the starting lineup in the winners bracket, it is not their only chance. If they get knocked out, they'll only be knocked down, and they have a chance to redeem themselves.
Yes, from the losers bracket, they can work their way back up to the winners bracket and try and get to grand finals, I guess.
Indeed. Now, of course, with it being just the mid-level and up, we do have a smaller crowd today, so we are starting out, I guess it would be like the quarterfinals already?
I don't know how that works, actually.
Neither do I.
Let's say it's round 1.
Round
Just
1.
say it's round 1. That's what it is.
Round 1, and clams on Roboram. Ooh. We just played on a clams Roboramen this past weekend. That is a tough map to start out with for sure.
I do love clams on Roboramen though, because there's so many different pathways you can take to the basket. I feel like this is a better map for flanking options than maybe some other maps are.
This one, you definitely have to have your head on a swivel. You got to watch out for your flanks. You got to watch out for those alternate routes because they will sneak up on you. And I know like a lot of the main route up that, I guess the elbow, a lot of teams will be focused on that, but you can't rule out that little jump of a skip on the right side of the uninkable area, as I've gotten several times just been completely snuck up on from that side.
That's fair. Now I'm wondering if that right part is called the elbow. What is the left part? Because that's also like a 90-degree angle thing.
You know what? I do not know. Possibly glass, possibly wall, because there is that little projection there that allows for some cover from the defending team. I do not know. I have not caught up on my map callouts.
Yeah, me either. And I never will, actually. So I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to look at them because I know I won't.
Right, left, in front of me.
Up, down, underneath. I'm in pit. I'm in right pit. I'm in left pit.
I'm in the pits.
I'm in the tree. Call one of them tree. There's no trees on this map. They'll figure it out.
I love this. Our preview of the map is just the ramen bowl that we never actually get to see in match.
Yeah, because it's on the ceiling, isn't it?
It's on the ceiling. The only ever glimpse of it is the sprinkler that gets thrown up there.
Ooh, and here we go into our first match for round 1. The 4 gunch goons versus Puro Fanclub.
Ooh, nice, very nice. Starting now, we have the custom E-leader. I don't see much E-leader or custom E-leader at that much anymore, but they're going to be bringing out and going up against the typical potential comp. We've seen some Viper and Squeezer coming out from Puro Fanclub as well, so just some really interesting hits on both sides.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see some Kraken keys from that leader. Maybe that's what that pick was all about.
I know with the Kraken kit, it can allow the leader to be a little bit more aggressive than the typical backline, but it is going to be the 4 gunch goons with the first one down off of Puro Fanclub, but they're going to be taking 2 down themselves for the third. Trying to jump out from the hammer. The Utes here on the 52, just trying to defend and keep the ball intact as their team responds.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of back and forth here in mid, looks like the Puro Fanclub is all in mid here. They might get taken down right here. It's kind of some odd positioning there. They are both trying to push up into mid. 3 are down on the side of Puro Fanclub though, and the 4 gunch goons are trying to get this clam in here. Let's see if they do it. And that's the first score.
The 4 gunch goons really capitalizing off of that 3 down, and we saw the 52 just absolutely go straight for that Zuka player. They completely ignored the rest of the team, but it worked out in their favor. The rest of the team was able to clean up and bring it down to 71. However, Puro Fanclub, nice with the defense and the recovery.
Yeah, Puro Fanclub is not out. That wasn't that big of a score. So they've got a good opportunity here to get some clams to push forward. They do have 1 down though right now, and as this Wail comes out, they're going to find it a little tricky to hold this position here closer to mid.
A little bit of nice maneuver by the Wiper. However, it's still the 4 gunch goons with control of mid, and look at the amount of map control, all the paint that they have right now.
It is quite yellow, man.
It is quite yellow indeed. The Puro Fanclub, they got their work cut out for them just to get back into mid.
Yeah, it looks like Puro Fanclub is painting it pretty well now. It's pretty blue in mid here, but they aren't finding a lot of clams here. They're just trying to hold on this right side for them. They're just trying to maneuver around. They're trying to get some picks, but they're holding so far back right now.
The 52 does go down, but the NZAP is poking rather aggressively. They weren't able to take him down, but still that was quite the little maneuver. They're going there, and it's going to be the user on the Puro Fanclub going down with the shot. Ooh, and then the 52 for the gunch goons, giving some prime real estate for the Puro Fanclub.
Ooh, I was waiting to see if that, waiting for that jump was going to work or not. I suppose it did, because they did get that pick. Looks like Puro Fanclub was able to get a power clam into the basket. Hard to see from this angle. Thank you. The 4 gunch goons do have a power in their possession. They are trying to push up to mid now. I guess Puro Fanclub wasn't able to get too much off of their push.
Yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of follow-up. They got the power clam in, but then just the 4 gunch goons had enough of their players alive to...
Oh no!
Oh,
we see a DC here on the side of the 4 gunch goons. I think with DC rules they should be able to stop. I'm not sure. It doesn't. It looks like they're still playing, so we're just gonna keep it going.
Sadly, we are 3 minutes into the match. I believe that at that point you just gotta keep playing that in. So this is gonna give the Puro Fanclub an opportunity to take that lead back. Quite unfortunate for the 4 gunch goons, but they are putting in a heck of a fight, getting 3 down off the Puro Fanclub. Just the T-Tech remaining, and they're going to be backing up.
Yeah, 4 gunch goons are really pushing up here. They do have 5 clams right now with Ultra Utes really trying to hold in this really offensive position here. Their other teammates are trying to follow them up, but they really don't have the offensive power right now to push into the enemy basket.
Yeah, that 52 was really hoping to get a splat right there, but unfortunately couldn't find anybody, so they made the decision to back up and just regroup to get their special backup. But right now, just a lot of blue out there for the Puro Fanclub. And with the lead and kind of all that map control, like they don't have to really overextend as much as the 4 gunch goons. But here comes the crack and cheese, double balls in. They are not quite able to get the ball in, so they will not be taking the lead, and that is a wipeout of the 4 gunch goons.
Those are some well-placed strikes on the side of Puro Fanclub. I've always wondered how you correctly counter crack and cheese, and that's how you do it.
Just absolutely unleash a nuke upon the jump spot.
Exactly. Just upon their jump, they are gone.
40 seconds remaining. 2 members of the Puro Fanclub down, though. That's going to be a 3v2 for the gunch goons' favor, and they're going to be popping special trying to get it, but no, Minty with a nice flat, evening the odds, so they're going to be able to hold out here for a little bit longer.
But the 4 gunch goons are still really trying to hold mid here. They're trying to get these picks, trying to push up to the basket. One goes down on this left side. They do still have a power clam, though, with their E-leader holding it for right now.
15 seconds remaining. Quite a few clans in Puro Fanclub's possession. The shot does go down, but right now the 4 gunch goons are just locked in their own base. They're going to be going for that Kraken maneuver once again, but can they get there in time? They got a long way to go, and they could potentially let the Puro Fanclub get into their own basket if they're not careful, and they do indeed, just closing out the match at the last second.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough. I was hoping for more crack and cheese there, but gosh, Puro Fanclub was just right where they needed to be, right by the enemy basket, and they were able to get enough clams to make that score.
Like the 4 gunch goons, they really didn't like overuse kind of the Kraken strategy. They really made sure they had a prime opportunity in the follow-up to do something effective with it. However, it just by that time they had already lost their other member to what is the Nintendo Internet, and so they were at a disadvantage going in with the well play strikes, as we saw. Just Puro Fanclub was able to clean up before things got out of hand.
That is unfortunate for the 4 gunch goons, but you know what? They got this next one. They can bring it back. This is a best of 3, not a play all 3. So we are hoping for the gunch goons to get this one, so we can see all 3 of these matches.
Yes, that's right. Tower control, Hagglefish Market. Tower control being a little bit more stable mode with just the predetermined path. Both of these teams running the back lines, so of course they have kind of the even of the odds, but maybe, just maybe with that leader on their side, they could give them the edge that they need to get past this.
That's true. I'm wondering what kind of team counts we're going to be seeing here. I suppose they were pretty standard on both sides, except for that one E leader.
Well, that's true. Like, we had quite a few unusual picks in that we haven't seen the Wiper in comp in quite a while. The Squeezer is a little bit less uncommon, but with the Zook Wall, it is fairly strong. It's just a matter of the comfortability of the player using it, and so like that combo itself is rather unusual. But other than that, I'd say you're right. Like, it's pretty standard splatter shots and end zaps to cover for the cooler and whatnot.
Yes, it's the favorite shooter comp. But I mean, it's standard, right? We love it. It may be meta, but it's meta for a reason.
Yeah, it works. I am actually glad to see the 52 in action. Like, it is still a fairly strong weapon. Haven't seen quite as much use since it lost that Booyah Bomb from Splatoon 2, but it's still a really powerful tool with that splash wall. We saw Ultra Use able to hold that whole corner on their own with just the splash wall. Unfortunately, just like they need that combo with the Killer Whale to push up.
Definitely. I'm wondering what the strategy here on Hagglefish Market is going to be. What's the play? Is it going to be really aggressive for both sides? They're going to push up right away to try and, get that knockout? Or are they going to play it a little far back? Go for a more defensive thing?
That is an excellent question. I know Puro Fanclub, they were running a T-Tech that last match. T-Tech with the Ink Strikes is fairly powerful for tower. It is a nice just get off the tower type special. But that being said, with how long and narrow this map is, Killer Whale would not be a bad option. But however, we are going to be seeing the dreaded double shot with a vanilla stamper coming out from the 4 gunch goons.
Ooh, that is a cool comp. I'm waiting to see how that one goes. And it looks like from the side of Puro Fanclub, it is a more standard comp. Although I forget what kind of charger that is.
That is the the ZNF scope, I believe. That also has that Ink Strike, so they're going to be running kind of that Ink Strike special nonetheless. But that's going to be 3 down off of the gunch goons, I believe. They're going to be pushed back, and it's going to be the Puro Fanclub taking the first tower points.
Looks like Puro Fanclub is in a good position here on the right. They are painting pretty well, even across the midline there. But the 4 gunch goons do not want to go down. They are trying to hold their own. They are trying to build their specials. There is one Suto ready on their side. Oh, and it goes down, unfortunately.
10 paces and draw. The Puro Fanclub Zuka player is going to be the one coming out on top in that little exchange, and they're going to be taking some nice real estate on this right side, but the bombs are going to be pushing them out as they try to regroup. But 2 members down on both sides, actually, even things out, and another flank from the shot, going to be getting 2, possibly 3 with the jump. But almost made it out, but not quite. That's going to give a lot of space and paint for the 4 gunch goons to push up.
Yes, the 4 gunch goons are in control of tower now. They were able to take the lead, although their charger was taken off of the tower. They only have 1 player up now to defend against Puro Fanclub's push here. Looks like Puro Fanclub they've got 2 specials online right now. They're in a good position to keep this push going.
Yeah, the 4 gunch goons, they had such a good opportunity there, but they just got turned around immediately by the use of that Zuka right here, and they're going to be returning the favor with a nice shot by Echo, getting 1, then 2, and then it's a nice assist right there from the the Ziv caster, so they're going to be resetting back to mid before they can get through that first checkpoint.
Autumn there with a quick pick of the shot in mid. Looks like they're trying to paint up here, trying to work before the 4 gunch goons are able to make a push here. Looks like they're both kind of scrambling on their sides. Neither one is trying to go for the tower right now.
One of the things I first thought of when I saw this comp load in is like, we should wait for the Duel of Fates soundtrack to start the two Splatanas. We haven't seen a Splatana on Splatana action in quite a while, but it's unfortunate one got picked off by the Either so early on. And speaking of, that's going to be two more off of for the Gunch Goon going down, and so it'll be the Puro Fanclub taking the tower again, but then their Stamper just getting taken down once again. It's like they cannot get past this first corner.
It looks like it's a corner for both sides to hold. They're just going back and forth here. Goodness. Good pick here by Echo. They are trying to paint up mid here. The four Gunch Goons are taking control of tower now. They don't have any picks on the other side. Oh, and two of them go down. Looks like that push was it ended early.
Both of these teams like really utilizing their specials quite effectively. The only real difference here is the fact that Puro Fanclub got that lead early, so like every time the specials are exchanged, like they just maintain that lead, and they're going to be pushing even further all the way through the checkpoint. Stamper going down with the Zipcaster, trade by the shot. They're going to be pushing it on to that second checkpoint.
I'm amazed they hadn't got that first checkpoint yet. I feel like that tower was at that corner for so many times, but they only just got it.
Like every time that they try to push that, like it just again, every time they would get there, a special would go off, a Zuka shot would take down the Rider. Just like both these teams got their specials right when they need them and use them so effectively. And I think Puro Fanclub is just using that to their advantage a little bit more. Like the four Gunch Goons haven't even pushed past mid.
Yeah, looks like the four Gunch Goons are able to paint pretty well here. Puro Fanclub pushed back onto their plat. Oh, it's going to be hard to defend against that Zuka though, and the Tower Rider does go down. Looks like the four Gunch Goons are still pushed pretty far up though. They're trying to hold this space, but it looks like they're falling back here.
So many Zukas in play, like it really, they have to get past kind of that open area because it leaves them so exposed when pushing the tower. If they're able to get into that second checkpoint, it affords them a little bit more cover and closer range, but just like they can't even get to that point, which is the amount of Zukas that are getting shot at them right now. They did get the two down off of Puro Fanclub. Gladio's trying to push up and just put all that pressure on them, but they got 30 seconds left to pull this off.
When they're trying so hard to hold that tower, but no, the Tower Rider goes down again to Zuka. Oh, it's got to be at least the third time, right?
Third time's the charm, possibly. Stamper doing their best to stay on the tower and fight for it, but no, Minty just winning the 1v1, but getting taken down themselves. 2 members down, 10 seconds remaining, and it is still the four Gunch Goons with control of the tower, trying to get their last shots off, trying to push further. But no, here comes the GG strike. If Puro Fanclub able to touch tower, that's going to be game, and they do indeed.
I was looking forward for the four Gunch Goons. They just had that Zuka out right at the last second. I was hoping they were going to get a whole bunch of picks with that, but there were too many specials on the side of Puro Fanclub, and they just were not able to get them off in the opportune way.
Like we saw, like it wasn't even the strikes until the very end that was giving them trouble. It was always that Zuka, very well aimed, just taking down the Tower Rider. Nowhere for them to turn. Just like that checkpoint just leaves them completely exposed.
Gotcha. So because this is a best of 3, Puro Fanclub is going to go on to round 2. Looks like they're going to be versus the team Ori is Gay. Smiley face.
And we are already going into best of 5 territory. So on this next round, it will be a total of 5 matches, the best of 3. But we do have, do we have a bit of a wait before the next one, or are we just going to go right into it? So we will be going to a short break while we set up the next lobby. Is there any way to view the brackets at this point?
Looks like the other bracket is, well, can you see from here?
I can see it. For all of y'all watching, our next round is going to consist of Ori is Gay versus Puro Fanclub. And then on the outside, we have Never Back Down and versus I Wish Canada Was Real. Unfortunately, it was the 4 Gunch Goons and the Howdy Pirates that got knocked down to losers bracket at this point.
But you never know what can happen. We could always see them.
We could see them again for sure. But in the meantime, we'll be going to a short break, so stay tuned, everyone.
Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Neon Wail number 5. My name is Miss Pixie6, and I'm joined by the lovely, the beautiful iMad Gamer II, and we are watching Never Back Down, Never What versus I Wish Canada Was Real in round 2.
Oh man, I wish Canada was real. So true, besties. So true. It looks like both of these teams are going to be going for, I guess, a pickup. I don't recognize any of the names, so this is going to be a nice surprise.
Now, Ahmed, we've been learning a little bit of Japanese. Can you read the one name from I Wish Canada Was Real?
Not anymore. Hold on.
Wait, it's right there.
I
read
see.
it quick. I know there's a lot of the characters, so it's ah.
Oh, just like that profile, the profile picture.
Well, that's an E though. That's a completely different letter.
I know this the one before all those Oz is a t. We're just gonna spend the whole match trying to decipher the name.
We're just trying to read Japanese.
Stand by.
Anyway, 3 are down on the side of I Wish Canada Was Real. Never Back Down, Never What, taking a good, quick lead here. They are painting up. They are holding this left side. They're being pretty aggressive. They're going all the way back in this corner on the right here. Not really safe, but it is a good aggressive and offensive position, trying to get more picks off of I Wish Canada Was Real.
Man, they are really putting the Never Back Down on the Never What. Oh my goodness, they are completely shutting down I Wish Canada Was Real right now. Finally, I Wish Canada Was Real taking a shot at zone. They get the 52 down. They're going for the blaster, take them down. That's going to be a 3 down, a wipeout, completely resetting the game here. But it was a nice push from Never Back Down, Never What, getting down to 40 points in their first push.
I'm starting to think that Canada might be real.
This team is certainly real. They put up a heck of a fight, and they certainly turned the tables on Never Back Down.
Ooh.
A nice pick from the blast. They're going to be pushing up into their base, trying to find another one, but unfortunately, they're just getting taken down by the 52.
Yeah, looks like the timer's ticking down for I Wish Canada Was Real. They are still holding that mid-zone there. One does go down, the Brella player, but the splatter shot is able to get a pick there. 2 go down on both sides. Oh, it looks like 3 are down now on I Wish Canada Was Real. Never Back Down, Never What can try and come back here. They have the zone painted, and there are still members down off of I Wish Canada Was Real.
Like, this is not just like the little 1 pick, 2 pick, back and forth. Like, this is a complete wipeout from both
Yeah, it's really
sides.
all or nothing here.
Yeah, it is all or nothing. I wish Canada's Real did take the lead right here, but now it is Never Back Down with so much control in mid right now, so much blue paint. They did get a pick, 2 picks off of them. I wish Canada's Real making a play for the zone. Ooh, and that's going to be 3 down and so close to the lead right here. They are not able to get it though.
Yeah, I wish Canada was Real able to retake this zone here. They'd have all 4 members up, not all 4 back to mid yet though. It looks like there's a little battle going on the left there. Not sure if that player needs help or not. They are trying to get out, and they looks like they were able to. Now they are holding the zone here. 1 is down on the side of Never Back Down, Never Wet. Now 2 are down with this Inkjet here. Maybe they're trying to get a 3rd pick here. They are able to retake the zone as well. I wish Canada's Real is in a good position to hold their lead here.
Nice play. They did get all their penalty points down, but they will be able to keep it long enough to get more points. They do indeed get it down to 30 and so forth. Right now, they are completely shutting down Never Back Down, Never What. That's going to be 2, 3, possibly a 3rd. The bubble comes out, the jump comes down, but will they survive? They do not. Oh my goodness. I wish Canada's Real really hammering down Never Back Down. All the jumps are just coming in, all Hail Mary trying to get in, but it is not enough. I wish Canada's Real in a decisive first match.
Gosh, I was thinking Never Back Down, Never What was going to take this first match here with that aggressive start, and they're able to get the lead and just hold it and be so aggressive. But I wish Canada was Real, just showing them that they could take it back, that they could be just as aggressive.
I love the speed of how this match went. Like, not only was this taken out in a KO, but just how quick both these teams were able to respond and take the zone back. Like, there was no like tension in a zone. It was either in one team's favor, and then it was flipped in the other team's favor, and almost instantaneously.
We haven't played the second match yet. I'm not sure why it says I wish Canada was Real has won it. Maybe that's a prediction. Maybe that's a future prediction. Someone has seen what is going to happen, and it's going to go to I wish Canada was Real. We don't know.
Someone in IPL has been given the gift of prophecy. Who knows? But I have to say, Clambless and Barnacle and Time, completely different map structure and completely different mode. I honestly don't like there was so much going on during that first match. It's like hard to like pick it apart. First of all, I didn't even realize there was a Splatbrella coming out there. Like, that's how chaotic it was.
Oh, true.
But with how the nature of Clams is, like, and how Barnacle and Diamond is as well, oh, I imagine we're going to be seeing a very similar match to that first one.
Yes, just as chaotic, I'm expecting.
But this one is extremely difficult to break that hold. Once that hold is taken hold, is the choke point on the around the spawn area is rather decisive, especially because of where the basket is located. In that little pit there. Although I feel it is really hard to hold from that position once you get that basket open. It's not as easy to just go back up near where the enemy spawn is. True. You do have to hold forward a little bit, honestly a whole lot farther than you do typically in zones. Zones is a whole nother beast, but Clambless, there is, like you said, because of where the basket is located, the defending team has that chance to kind of push them back if they have all the resources available.
I feel like when I play Clamblitz on Barnacle and Dime, it's really just a Hail Mary, just rush to the basket, get your power clam in, and then try and survive. That's really the name of the game here.
Oh, exactly. And both these teams have the speed to do just that. I'm trying to think back. We saw the Brella, we saw the 52, we saw Pencil, at least on one of the teams. And then a couple of shots, of course, but I don't see why they wouldn't run something pretty similar. It would work pretty well for this next match as well.
And I'm guessing that one Brella pick was just for the Reef Slider cheese for the zone. That's what my guess would be. If it was that Brella. I don't even remember which Brella it was.
It was actually the Sorella Brella with Inkjet.
Oh, it was with... That's right, because we saw Inkjet come out.
That's right. And they got some nice picks in because of that Brella. They were able to stay alive even with their jump getting camped. And I think that was one of the MVP plays of that last match, was just that Brella player with the Inkjet. It really cut the offensive attack from Never Back Down in half when they try to push it in.
Do you think we'll see Inkjet on this map mode? Do you think it's useful here?
It would be, I say, extremely useful. You can access a lot of defensive positions a lot easier with an Inkjet, and just like the firepower of it can certainly keep them on their toes.
Yeah, I feel like there's just so much open area as opposed to other maps where there's kind of cover you can take. So something like Inkjet would be pretty good here.
I'm looking back at the last comp. Ooh. Okay, so something interesting. Both of these teams were rocking a blaster of sorts. We have the range blaster on the one hand and then a vanilla blaster on the other. Both of those really effective for clam blitz here, especially with that bubbler on the vanilla blaster.
Goodness. I feel like I don't see blasters a lot for splat zones, so maybe they're just really good blaster players and they're really confident with how they can get picks. I mean, they both were really aggressive. They both were getting picks, so I could see them using that here too.
It does rely a bit on some of their teammates to go for the actual zone painting, but with a map like Macklemore, with the amount of ledges there are, I can see them going for just kind of that aggressive angle, going for those splats and those engagements, especially when they have the enemy team kind of backed up like that.
And they don't even necessarily have to worry about paint here.
Exactly.
In Clam Blitz, they just need enough paint to get around, really.
The only downside to the blaster on this one, again, because of just the completely different map geography, like you said, there is just a lot more open areas, and so like there's not as much cover for the blaster to kind of lurk around. With Magmar, there is so many opportunities for the blaster to make plays, but especially with a pencil or any other sort of backline, it's a little bit harder to do without teammates.
That's fair. That's fair. I suppose there's some ledges here though that could make use of a blaster.
Yes.
The different ledges on the right and left sides, and especially back up by the spawn points on each side of the map. That's a big ledge that you could shoot over probably.
Like it is really just that kind of open area in the middle, and that kind of stretch between the mill and to the basket. If they're able to get past that, then they can certainly take some very strong positions.
Yeah, that's an unsafe zone. That's a scary zone.
I'm trying to think here. It was actually the Tri-Slosher we saw coming out for the cooler weapon on the opposite side. I think that was for, I want to say Never Back Down. Never Back Down had the Vanilla Blaster and the Tri-Slosher combo. And they had a Squeezer on top of that. So Squeezer and 52 double wall. That is very interesting. They had the Fizzy Bomb and Chicken as their bombs of choice, yet they still made some really good plays with their aggressive and fast strategies.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I suppose they are pretty aggressive weapons, even the Tri-Slosher, even though it doesn't have the range that a shooter might. It's still pretty aggressive. It can still get picks by itself.
Honestly, I could see them running the Squeezer and the 52 again, especially if they're going up against a pencil. Once again, how open Barnacle and Dime is. Having
with those walls.
Yeah, the double wall versus the pencil can really just allow them to take more aggressive spots than they normally would have.
All right, let's see.
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, a heavy edit.
Yeah, we're still seeing the Squeezer and the 52, but we're bringing in the edit splatling, the heavy edit for their cooler weapon. A very interesting choice, especially knowing that they're going against that pencil with a longer range.
I don't know. I'm guessing they wanted the longer range as opposed to the Tri-Slosher with the shorter bucket action.
That is true. Having a 52 and a blaster already, they need a little more range again, just to kind of combat in those open areas. But right now, it's going to be two members of I Wish Canada Real going down in a fight with the 52 around that wall, and it is going to be the 52 coming out on top, even the score here. So no team has taken a decisive hold. Well, I say that right as the blaster gets another one, two more. Never Back Down is going to be going all the way to the basket with this.
Ooh, that's a good bubble on the side of Never Back Down, Never What. They are able to hold here pretty offensively. They are getting a lot of clams in too. They have a whole bunch of clams to their name. They're able to get the score down to 62, although two go down by Hornet here using their Trizuka. Asan trying to hold mid for their team as they respawn.
Oh my goodness, heavy edit here, doing a fantastic job of holding this space, allowing their teammates to jump back in, so they didn't give up too much of that. They are still in prime position of this mill right here. So much blue paint, and the blaster is going to be going for another one. Unfortunately, does get taken down as well as the edit, so it is going to be I Wish Canada's Real's turn to start taking some space.
Two went down on the side of Never Back Down, Never What, and there's another one as to stay down. I Wish Canada Was Real has a lot of clams to their name. They build a power here. They're trying to push in, trying to get. Oh, they do. They take the lead. Oh my goodness, it's going so quick.
They had two power clams ready to go, and they got them both in. And that's also going to be three members down, with the fourth potentially going down to the Inkjet. Wipeout off I Wish Canada's Real. Unfortunately, for Never Back Down, that basket is going to be closing, but they have lots of space and a lot of time to start regrouping and get clams.
Ooh, I wish Canada was real. Still over here on Never Back Down, Never What side. They're able to get a power clamp in. One jumps out from Never Back Down, Never What. They're trying to stay alive. Oh, but looks like I wish Canada was real is still able to get another wipeout, to get more clams in. Oh my goodness, they're keeping this push alive for real.
Oh my goodness, once again, Never Back Down with the really aggressive and early push. However, it is I Wish Canada was real with the staying power. Once again, that blaster getting up underneath that ledge, as well as the shot right here, just absolutely going to town, not letting them step foot from their base. It is going to be finally I Wish Canada's real trying to back down from Never Back Down.
I feel like I Wish Canada was real almost kept that push going even a bit longer, but that last power clam, they just missed the basket.
Oh, that is deeply unfortunate. I just hate to see it.
Never Back Down, Never What, able to regroup in mid here. They have two specials to their name. One Zuka goes off on this left side. They're able to get one pick, two picks, three picks off of I Wish Canada Was Real. Never Back Down, Never What, trying to collect clams here, trying to push to the enemy basket.
This is already 2 numbers down off of Never Back Down. Make that 3. It is once again just the heavy-headed, safely jumping out with 7 clams to their name. I Wish Canada's real, taking so much pace once again. They are pushing all the way up. They just beeline for Never Back Down's spawn area. Angel's going to be coming out, trying to find another splat, find a pick, but unfortunately it ends in a trade. We'll see if I Wish Canada's real is going to be going for that basket.
Ooh, Never Back Down, Never What, getting some picks here, putting up that wall, trying to prevent that power clamp from getting scored. They do go down, though. It looks like I Wish Canada Was Real has 2 here, able to score this power clamp, but not able to keep this push going any longer.
They did get the basket open, and they got some more points on the board. However, the 3 down means that Never Back Down is going to be coming back out to take space once again. But, oh, just the blaster combo did not work in their favor. Jesse here on the squeezer trying to stay alive here, but the pencil is trying to find them, and they will be skiing down. Just a scrappy team fight over in that corner there, and it is not work out in Never Back Down's favor.
Never Back Down, Never What still has a lot of map control here. They still have mid painted pretty well in their color on their side, but I Wish Canada Was Real able to get around it with things like that inkjet, although they do go down. Never Back Down, Never What, trying to collect clams here, trying to push the other side of mid, and the squeezer goes down. I Wish Canada Was Real able to hold their defense here.
It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out like what is the deciding factor here that's allowing I Wish Canada Was Real to win so many of these engagements, more so than Never Back Down, because Never Back Down is getting a lot of nice picks. They're getting a lot of really aggressive plays and pushing up, but then they seem to just lose their footing right at the last second to I Wish Canada Was Real. Here we are in the last 5 seconds, and a nice shot from the Zuka, bringing it 2 members down, and the ball carrier is going to be taken down by the range blaster as well. The jump is not safe. There's another jump. The 52 has to win this fight if they want to stay in the game. They might be out of time already.
Ooh, Never Back Down, Never What is trying desperately to get this power clam in. They do go down here, though. Just picks it up. Are they able to score it? Oh, they're able to score it, but they're not able to follow it up, and it doesn't get counted. Oh, that's the worst in Clamblitz.
The startup animation was too much. They ran out of time. It's so unfortunate to see.
But that goes to I Wish Canada Was Real. I guess that prediction was true. Someone did see into the future. They knew.
They knew. Ooh, and we get the fist bump as well. Heck yeah. But this is, of course, a best of 3. One more match. I Wish Canada Was Real is still on match point going into Tower Control Inkling Art Academy. So, I Never Back Then, Never Was still have a chance in this.
Yes, they do. Now, you were saying earlier, I'm what the deciding factor was between I Wish Canada Was Real and Never Back Down, Never What to see who was winning their engagements. I think it's a lot of 1v1s that are happening. And I Wish Canada Was Real is just seeming to win those a lot more often than Never Back Down, Never What. They're both at the same type of aggression. They're both running really aggressive weapons. But I just think the luck is in I Wish Canada Was Real's favor.
And we even saw in that very last push by Never Back Down, Never What, we saw the blaster. They got 3 down off of Wish Canada Was Real. So they were in a really good player advantage as they went to take positions up on the enemy's knight, but they weren't quite ready for the player that was lurking there, as well as the pencil kind of backed them up. So we saw just kind of the scrappy team fight, and although they took down at least 1 or 2 members of Wish Canada Was Real, it left them with that player disadvantage that they the last one tried to jump out, just couldn't make it, so they give a lot of space back to I Wish Canada Was Real.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of wipeouts from really both sides, and just like I don't feel like teams leave each other in positions like that usually. Like they try their best not to get wiped out, but these teams are so aggressive that they really go all in.
No, absolutely. Like no matter what kind of like level of comp you see, a lot of teams, all the like really great teams, they will go kind of for that, just they'll lose a 1 or 2 and then they'll stay incredibly safe just to hold space. But like these are all or nothing teams, and the fact that they're both doing it means that one doesn't really get the advantage, but for some reason I Wish Canada Was Real is taking some sort of advantage that we just can't see.
Ooh, all right, we've got tower control on Inkblot now. Let's see what the comp is from both sides. Oh, there's some more interesting weapons on the side of Never Back Down, Never What.
Interesting indeed. We're going to be seeing the ZNF Charger coming out from Lexi here. But finally, I Wish Canada Was Real swapping off that pencil for the NZAP, going for a little bit even more aggressive and mobile play here.
That's an interesting choice. I feel like they were doing so well with the Charger, but let's see how that NZAP change goes for them.
Well, I would say that went for a 3 down off of Never Back Down, Never What. Last one is going to be holding this left side here, taking down the range blaster and going for that other player, but they are going to be taken down in the 2v1, and the suction bomb just finds their mark.
Zuka on the side of Hornet here. They're not able to get that pick though. Looks like I Wish Canada Was Real is getting pushed back now as Never Back Down, Never What is able to retake mid. They are painting up. They are pushing up. 2 go down on the side of I Wish Canada Was Real. They are trying to get more picks here using their ink strikes, trying to get more control of this left side. Oh, they can't get that pick yet though, and they do. Oh, they get they get the lead here. They're not able to hold the tower though. They're still trying to get picks here. They're still trying to paint up.
You know, speaking of interesting picks, something I just realized, we have a Forge Pro in action here. That is like a rare gem in the Splat comp right now. You rarely see the Splat Shot Pro anymore, but they're going to be rocking that the Suction Bomb and Booyah Bomb. Going for a little bit extra range in place of that Squeezer. They do have kind of that GG special with it, but they lost kind of their Splash Wall combo they had going before.
I'm really loving the aggressive flank by that Brella there. Oh my goodness. They really got that Charger, like, they caught them off guard.
Tried to come out to delay the tower. I Wish Canada Was Real did take the lead by 1 point, but that is sense in this game right now. But that's going to be 2 members down of Never Back Down, and the last one, the Bucket, trying to stay alive, but they will be going down as well. It is once again spiraling out of control for Never Back Down.
I Wish Canada Was Real now in control of the tower. Looks like the Inkjet from was it Jail? They were trying to make an aggressive play, but they did go down. Lexi here, ooh, got a good Charger shot off of the enemy team here. They're trying to paint up as Never Back Down, Never What puts themselves in a better position to try and retake the lead.
Yeah, such a good play by Never Back Down. Although I Wish Canada Was Real did get the checkpoint. The cancel out of the Inkjet was like such a key moment there, but already we're seeing several members just go down to the, I think it's the NZAP of all weapons. The Splash Shot. Splash Shot making good work of the enemy team, and once again 2 members down already as they're pushing to the second checkpoint.
Ooh, I Wish Canada Was Real in a really good position here. They're being really aggressive. They're on the enemy bats. They are trying to get picks. 2 of them do go down though. Looks like Never Back Down, Never What. Oh, getting some good picks here with Asan getting good use of their Tri-Slosher. Just on top of the tower now. They are getting picks. They are retaking their plat here.
Getting through. How fast they got through the second checkpoint. Already done the 31. Like for Inkling Art Academy, that's a really tough number to come back from. And just like they went through that with no effort at all. And once again, already 3 numbers down off and Never Back Down. Just they cannot catch a break against Canada. I Wish Canada Was Real. They are already pushing that flat.
Hornet with the Zuka here trying to get a pick, but they weren't able to. They do go down to Never Back Down, Never What, and there's a wipeout. Never Back Down, Never What, able to retake mid here. They're riding the tower. They're trying to get more control of the map here. They're trying to paint up. They're trying to get some the specials ready to take this tower again.
2 members. Like, they just got a wipe off I Wish Canada's real, and they're already losing members. Like, they push up, they're quick to respond, but then like they just run into the wrong player from I Wish Canada's real, and then just get sent immediately back to spawn. We're seeing another fight with Hornet and the 52. It is going to be a Hornet getting taken down by the Charger. So Never Back Down is going to be solidifying their hold of mid, even though they lost several of their players in that fight.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy there, that they did have that wipeout, but then they were getting taken down and almost lost control of mid, but they were able to push back pretty well with the Assam. They got a double there in mid on the right side. Now they're trying to hold this tower against this aggressive push from I Wish Canada Was Real, although it looks like they're getting picks pretty continuously here as they continue to hold this tower.
Now in a 2v2 situation, Never Back Down, Never What.
Ooh.
Fighting to get that lead back.
Ooh.
1 point. They get the lead by 1 point.
By
there.
1 point!
Oh, they get the delayed white on them, but that is all that they needed. Never Back Down, Never What, taking the lead right as we go into overtime. I Wish Canada's Real has a really tough uphill battle to fight now.
Oh my goodness, they've got a lot of mid painted right here. They haven't got any picks yet. They're trying to be just as aggressive as they need to be. They're not pushing the bats and not going up that ramp. Oh, looks like the tower rider goes down, but there's not another on Never Back Down, Never What to take the tower while it's empty. Now they have to get these picks here. They have to get I Wish Canada Was Real off of that tower, but they are all there. They are all protecting it. There are 2 riders there. Oh no, then they lost the lead.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. That was chaotic. That was insane.
That defines chaotic. Oh my goodness. Really, last second. It was last second for Never Back Down, Never What. Like they had just gotten that lead.
Right. Like it was last second for the first lead as well. Then for I Wish Canada Was Real to come back in overtime with that amount of lead, like insane.
Oh my goodness. Well, considering this is the last we're gonna see of Never Back Down, Never What, at least for now.
Yes.
I'm mad. Can you do me a solid?
Yes.
Can you say Never Back Down, Never What in like the most southern possible way?
Never Back Down, Never What.
Thank you. Thank you. That was special.
Honestly, I feel like the main factor of how I Wish Canada's Real kept getting that advantage is that Never Back Down, Never What. Like they were really quick, very aggressive, very like responsive to I Wish Canada Was Real. But they seemed a little bit impatient. I don't know if it's just me, but like especially in that last push, all they needed to do to win was to keep their Forge or their ZNF Charger alive for that GG special. All they needed to do was get Strikes or Buoy Bomb, but I Wish Canada's Real was able to take them down multiple times and just not let them get that special. In fact, I would even say that Charger was really pushed up a little bit farther than maybe they needed to be.
I think that was kind of their downfall, their aggressiveness. They saw the light. They saw that they could win. They saw that they just needed like a pick or two to get the lead, but just tunnel visioning like that is not good. It's not good when you want to be defensive.
That's right. Like they did get their fair amount of picks. They got so many wipeouts off of I Wish Canada Was Real. However, with the tactic cooler in play, it almost was negated. From those wipeouts were completely negated because of that.
Goodness. All right. I'm wondering if we're going to go to a break before we see the next teams.
Yes, it looks like we still have Ori is Gay versus Puro Fanclub on their 4th match. It is 2-1 in Ori is Gay's favor. So that was honestly a quick set for a best of 5. So we have a little bit of wait for the other set to catch up before we go into our finals match.
That's fair. That's fair.
Anyway, y'all stay tuned, stay hydrated, and we'll be right back.
Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Yeah. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? The truth. I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Where you touch, where you feel, yeah.
Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Neon Wail. We are back. We are in our finals match. Ori is gay versus I Wish Canada Was Real. It is I, once again, Mad Gamer II, joined by the lovely Miss Pixie6.
Hello, everyone. I'm super excited for this match. We haven't seen anything from Ori is Gay yet, but I like the names that we've got going here. Is Ori gay? Is Canada real?
Who knows?
Find out
After the break. But yes, we're going to be going into our finals match. This is the decider who is going to be going on to Grands, who's going to have to fight for their life down in losers bracket. This is quite the matchup, and we have Seed 1 versus Seed 3. Seed 3 taking out Seed 2 rather decisively, I might add. So, and then the last team took a game off before he is. So like this is going to be quite the matchup. We don't know how this is going to turn out.
That's true. I like that you said the seeds. I wasn't even looking at the seeds, but it is Ori is Gay as Seed 1, and I Wish Canada Was Real as Seed 3.
I noticed it in the last match. I was like, where's Seed 1? Where are they at? And they must be on the other side. And they were indeed. Ori is Gay, Seed number 1.
Well, it looks like I Wish Canada Was Real hasn't lost yet.
That is true.
Hasn't lost a game.
They have not dropped one single game. Ori is Gay did.
They dropped one.
They dropped one, and they had a bye in their first match. So, yeah, again, we don't know how it's going to turn out. Clamblitz and Scorch as well, and we know Clamblitz certainly played to the chaotic nature of I Wish Canada Was Real.
That's true. But Ori is Gay might be just chaotic.
That is also true. We do not know. We know nothing. There is zero data on Ori is Gay, other than Ori is gay.
That's true. That's true. That's all we know. All right, Clamblitz on Scorch Gorge. Oh, I feel like this map favors the more aggressive push, because once you get on that ramp, you can hold it pretty well, seeing as there is a snipe point right behind you that you can just hold there and kind of counter whatever the enemy is trying to do to push back in.
Exactly. And we have seen that I Wish Canada Was Real have a pencil player in the back pocket, so the pencil does pretty well for itself on Scorch Clams.
Definitely. And pencil's a common pick, so probably see it from both sides.
I don't know that with this version of Scorch Gorge, we do have that giant projection in the middle with the grading for that kind of flank there, but the left side, that ramp going up to the basket is dropped, so that is usually the main focus for a lot of pushing teams. But with the pencil in play, they can just sit on the grate and really put pressure on the snipe and that back pit area.
I feel like I don't see enough backlines using that grate. I think because it's kind of a scary position to hold.
It is. You really leave yourself exposed. And we are going to be seeing actually a pencil coming out from Ori is Gay. I Wish Canada Was Real. Instead of swapping back to their ends up for that more aggressive and mobile comp.
I'm confused by this Clash Blaster with the.
Oh my goodness!
with the chumps.
That is the definition of chaos. Chump Clash Blaster on Clamblitz. We have quite the show in store for us. And look at the Clash is already going in. They get taken down, but they went for it.
They did go for it. Let's see. I Wish Canada Was Real able to hold a pretty aggressive position here with Jay up here on the enemy ramp. They do get taken down though, but their teammate was able to score in a power clam. The rest of I Wish Canada Was Real pushed back towards their own ramp.
I will say that Clash Blaster is a rather good counter pick to the Sorella, and like any sort of blaster, able to get around that shield more effectively than your typical shooter. However, the Inkjet is certainly going to be a problem. Getting a pick off the Stamper, getting a pick off the pencil, and the shot going to be going down as well. Just the Clash Blaster remaining, they're going to be slowly swarmed and taken down.
Gosh, that was a good pick from Jay. Now, all four of I Wish Canada Was Real in mid here, trying to take some space, trying to get some paint down. The blaster does go down, though. They have a power clam in their possession, waiting, seeing if they can get another push at the enemy basket. But Ori is Gay is taking some good offensive positions here. They are pushing back into mid. They are getting some paint down. They are trying really hard to get some picks, but it's a stalemate so far in mid.
Kula goes out, then Chumps, then Zoop, and it's going to be a 3 down off of I Wish Canada Was Real. Ori is going to be pushing up to the basket. They got the Tower Glam. They're going to be popping open the basket. Do they have the follow-up to take the lead back?
They do have all four members by this ramp here, but they're finding it hard to push in against I Wish Canada Was Real, as they also have all of their members on the ramp. I Wish Canada Was Real has a power clam to their name. They are trying to just hold this ramp for now. Looks like they're trying to take some more offensive positions, trying to push back in the mid, but Jay gets pushed back by all these bombs on the side of Oria's game.
Playing more cautiously came out in Oria's Gay's favor. They were able to keep all the members alive, get 2 down, 3 down, open the basket, and they are back right in the position they want to be. And they took a little bit of time to regroup, and they were able to get in some really fine position for defending. They have 6 clams to their possession. If they're able to get in, they can further those leads. But I Wish Canada Was Real getting back from spawn, and they are doing their best to keep them out.
Ooh. Oh no! Oria's Gate was trying to get that last power clam in, but they were not able to. Got thrown out of their possession there. Now I Wish Canada Was Real taking back more of mid here. They have a power clam in their possession. They are trying to push the enemy ramp with this Inkjet now, trying to get some more picks, trying to defend their clam carrier, and they are able to get that power clam in, though it looks like the rest of their members do not have that many clams to their name. This Umbrella here is getting more, but they are... Oh, they just got taken down by the Clash Blaster.
The Clash Blaster really cleaning up the basket area right there, not letting a single member of I Wish Canada Was Real get in to throw more clams in. Getting down to 52, however, not quite able to get the lead back, so it's going to remain in Oria's Gay's favor, and they're going to be taking a lot of that map control back from I Wish Canada Was Real.
Oh, it looks like this Clash Blaster here is getting some offensive paint down, trying to push up. Ooh, getting a pick on that blaster. Now more members of Oria's Gay are also pushing up with them. They do have a power clam to their name. They do have the enemy ramp painted. They are trying to make this push here, although members continue to go down with I Wish Canada Was Real getting some good picks.
I know that we scoffed at the Clash Blaster pick right at the beginning there, but we've seen here, like, if they go into a head-on 1v1 fight, they're more likely not going to come out on top, but the angles and the range they have allows them to take some really key positions, but is not going to help them here. 3 members of Oria's Gate is down. I Wish Canada Was Real in a good position for the basket, but they don't have a power.
Oh yeah, where are the clams? Oh no, the NZAP has 7. They are trying to build that tower, but they just don't have it yet. They're not up here, and they do build it at the last second, but 2 members of I Wish Canada Were Real are down now. They are still trying to hold the enemy ramp. They are still trying to throw in some clams, but another 2 go down. One's trying to push in. They are able to throw a clam, but they get the score down to 39. 39 versus 38. It's not in their favor quite yet.
Oh, will they get it in? The dodge roll, the jukes, just the slippery squid. 10 seconds remaining, getting down to 36, getting a lead by 2. Well, actually no, they need a little bit more than a power clam to get that lead back, but that is a tight lead, but we are going into overtime, folks.
Yeah, it looks like Ori is gay with this power clam here. They are trying to protect it. They are trying to stay alive. They've got a lot of paint down on the map here, but I Wish Canada Is Real has got some specials out now with that Inkjet. They're trying to get some picks. They got one member of Ori is Gay down as they try to push the ramp, but oh, there's only one member up on the ramp now trying to get the picks against the sword, but the Ori is Gay was not able to get their power clam up there in time.
Oh my goodness. Like they had the opening right at the end there, but just time was not on their side. Like if they had a couple more seconds, perhaps they could have gotten it, but just there wasn't anyone left alive to carry the clam to the basket. Ah, goodness. But it will be I Wish Canada Was Real taking that first match again right at the last second, right from underneath Oria's Gay's nose. Just like they were
their gay nose, I'm at their gay nose.
Their gay nose 6. Just like they were just trying so hard to lock that down. We had members of I Wish Canada Was Real jumping in all helter-skelter, and the basket was nearly closed, but somehow, some way, they were able to get in and get the one remaining clam they needed to complete back.
I feel like I Wish Canada Was Real is doing really well at these overtime holds. You know, either getting their lead in or holding against the enemy team. It's just they know how to play it till the last second. Nothing phases them. They have a solid control over their offense, and they know exactly what to do to win the match.
That's right. Like they're chaotic, but it's a very controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos.
Like it's a very focused chaos in the direction that they know they need to take it, and they're doing it really effectively.
All right, now we got tower control over here. It looks like we've got the same picks. Yeah, it looks like the same picks from both sides with the NZAP on I Wish Canada Was Real And we're continuing to see that Clash Blaster on Ori is Gay.
Right now, we're going to be seeing just kind of that fight for mid here, but already the Clash Blaster getting some nice chip damage off the range blaster, but the Brilla trying to go for a flank does not work out. Going to be taken down and sent back to spawn. And the N-Zap on top of that, a shot trying to recover the situation, but once again, the Clash Blaster just having the angle on the shot, and there's going to be the first checkpoint in Ori is Gay's favor.
Ori is Gay being really aggressive against I Wish Canada Was Real. Just trying to use all their specials to lock them out real early, trying to get them to not be able to respond, although the pick does go on this left side here. Looks like I Wish Canada Was Real not able to keep enough paint on the ground though. Ori is Gay able to maneuver around that side pretty well, keeping this tower push, although they do have one member down. Now all members are back up. One goes down on the side of I Wish Canada Was Real. Two go down. Oh, the tower is not in control anymore, but oh, there's a lot of picks going back and forth here.
Oh my goodness, that's just the nature of this map right here. You have so much space in mid, so much distance between the two checkpoints. Like, they're down at 26, and they haven't even gotten through that second checkpoint yet, but they are going to be powering through it. I Wish Canada's Real is not able to stop this train right now, and they are 3 members down. That's going to be a 100-0 KO for Ori is Gay.
Wow. Ori is Gay took that last match pretty hard, I'm guessing. They were like, you know what? We see this aggression. We're going to match this aggression, and we're not going to stop.
Oh my god, they were definitely a little bit salty from that last minute push from I Wish Canada's Real, and they wanted to just be really decisive for the next one.
Oh, goodness. I'm just so glad that this Clash Blaster is doing so well, because that's not a normal pick, I would say. It's not meta. It's not what you would normally see on a team comp, but they're using it. They know what they're doing with it.
Absolutely. And again, like, Zuka is extremely meta, so like you could almost like give it a pass for using the Zuka kit, but like Chums, like that is definitely not the combo you expect to see. But like as you said, Six, they are making really good use of that weapon.
Goodness, I love the unconventional picks we're seeing here tonight, IMAD, with the Clash Blaster and the Brella on the side of I Wish Canada Was Real.
Yes.
Just like, I want more off-meta picks. They're more fun to watch for me specifically. Do it for Miss Pixie 6.
Yes, that is the only opinion that matters.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna see Rainmaker on Crab Lake Capital. How do you feel about this one, IMAD? Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about this.
I mean, like, I feel like any of the modes on Crab Lake are difficult. Like, you know, we talk about Ship Shape was difficult. Crab Lake, in that same vein, is difficult. It's just the amount of openness you have in the middle. Like, it's open and wide, so it's like there's no one position to focus your specials to retake. Like, if you're stuck in spawn, you have to like really make some risky plays to just get out.
That's fair. Although I feel like Rainmaker on Crab Lake is not a map mode I see very often. I see a lot of Clam Blitz on this map, but not Rainmaker.
That is true. Rainmaker is like the black sheep of modes for this map.
Oh, I see a change up on the side of I Wish Canada Was Real. We got the machine now?
You are so correct. They're going to be going for the double shot with the point sensitive machine. What could they have in store for us with this comp? I'm trying to remember what they swap off with that.
From the NZAP.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they've got no sodas. No, wait, they do have...
Yeah, they have pencil now. They're swapping back to their pencil comp.
Ah, okay. Pencil from the... What did they swap out then? Was it the NZAP?
They definitely swapped... Oh, it was the Brella they swapped out.
Oh, no! Their classic Brella!
They were seeing the Clash Blaster, and I think they agreed with my assessment that it is tough to fight a Clash Blaster as a Brilla. That shield just does not work for you the same way as a shooter does. But, you know, Ori is Gay getting down to 32 in the first minute. What a push so far. Yeah,
goodness. I Wish Canada Was Real. Able to repaint their side, though. Trying to get some aggression here with this blaster on the left side. The Bucket is following them up with the Zuka. They're not able to get... They do have 2 picks now. Oh, 2 picks on both sides. Oh, a lot of back and forth here in mid.
Both of these teams are rocking the shot and the pencil, both kind of fairly standard here, but with the machine and the blaster combo, like they have a lot of that chip and AoE damage. Like they can get around so many ledges, but that is not going to be helping them in this situation. That's going to be a wipeout off I Wish Cannon is Real. Ori is Gay once again in control of the Rainmaker.
Ooh, they're trying to set up on this right side here with Jelly taking some space with Bazooka now. They get a pick. Oh, they're able to push this Rainmaker over on this right side. Another pick from Jelly. They're trying to push up here, trying to get even another pick, even though this isn't the most safe side to be pushing the Rainmaker on.
Jelly getting a nice 2 off of I Wish Cannon's Real. However, their carrier was taken down, and the jump is going to be taken down as well, leaving Ori's Gate in a 3-down situation. I Wish Cannon's Real is going to be trying to retake some of mid, but with the speed that Ori's Gate is respawning, I doubt they're going to be able to get any points right off the bat.
Ooh, as I Wish Cannon was Real taking the Rainmaker now, trying to push forward a little bit, but only 3 of their members are up right now, trying to hold this push as another member gets taken down. This Rainmaker is really trapped in this corner here as Liam able to get this pick with the Zipcaster.
I feel like having the pencil and the Scamper here, like this map is incredibly flat in the middle here, so having that kind of straight shooter mid-range fighter is certainly working out in Ori's Gate's favor. I said that I Wish Cannon's Real was going for that double AoE, but it just, there's not too many ledges out in mid to fight with, and like these weapons struggle in open combat against other mobile weapons.
Looks like Bookies here is trying to get some picks here. Oh, they just get taken out by Liam, who is able to be sneaky over on this right side. The Rainmaker carrier also goes down. Ori's J has 3 members up. They're able to pop the Rainmaker, able to try and hold over here. They are trying to paint up mid, trying to stop I Wish Canada was Real from getting anywhere close to the Rainmaker. They're getting more picks. They're taking more space. Oh my goodness, Ori's Gay in a good offensive position here.
Rainmaker is not going to be picked out. It is instead going to be reset to mid. We are down to a minute and a half. I Wish Canada's Real still has a checkpoint to get through. Still have not gotten past the 84 mark, but Ori's Gate is really holding on to this 32-point lead here. They're not letting I Wish Canada's Real anywhere near that Rainmaker.
Exactly. There's 2 down on the side of I Wish Canada was Real now. 2 down on the side of Ori's Gay. Ori's Gay picks up the Rainmaker. Looks like they're trying to get forward with it even. Although another one goes down on the side of I Wish Canada was Real. Pencil really trying to paint this right side to stop Ori's Gate from going any farther. Looks like Harshi here is trying to hold the Rainmaker. They're able to get up on this left side, able to paint forward a little bit. They're hiding in this corner, trying not to get picked off. They're pushing it even farther now. Let's see if they can. Oh, they just lost the Rainmaker here.
But getting it down to 9 points, that is no easy feat, but they were so close to knocking it out as well. I Wish Canada's Real really want to hold on to this to stay in this match. Something I want to point out, usually, despite the danger of those kind of greats...
Oh my goodness! Someone got from behind and was able to score it in on the side of Ori's Gay, and they were able to take this match, this Rainmaker match. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk. I am so stunned from what just happened.
I almost need to see a replay of that. Didn't they get taken 3 down? I didn't see any Sharkers. The speed at which they had to get back and get to that Maker. But that's what I was going to point out. I was like, typically for for Rainmaker or Crab Leg, the grading on that top right is the more stable option. It's the more popular option because of just the amount of space you have to defend with. That left side, because of the jump, is usually the riskier play. But the amount of flings that they've been getting off that left side, especially from that Clash Blaster of all weapons, like they were really keeping I Wish Canada's Real on their toes, and just like they were not expecting that last flank right at the end.
Oh, I wasn't even expecting it. I didn't know anyone was there. Goodness. And then that pencil player too, only at the last seconds did they turn around to see the enemy scoring the final push.
I think like the other key point of like how like Ori and Gay, even though they went for that right side, we saw there, they kept pushing from that right side, but then once they saw that all of the defense was on that side, and once the Clash Blaster opened up that route up the left, like the speed at which they swapped sides was amazing. That's how they were able to get in and get to that 9 points right at the end, and how they were able to get the KO after that.
Goodness, this has been really interesting from the side of Ori's Gay. From that first match, You'd think that I Wish Canada Was Real was ready for another,
Mm-hmm.
total victory, but no. Warriors Gay is putting up the fight. They're showing that they mean business.
Now we're seeing here back to oh my
No
goodness.
clash!
Oh my goodness.
And two Brellas! What is this?
I was gonna say we're seeing that Sorella Brella once again. They are not liking the Neo Machine, but Warriors Gay breaking out the undercover Brella. If I remember correctly, that is the one with Reef Slider. That was the one.
Yes,
you were
that is the one with the Reef Slider cheese. Man, the side of Warriors Gay, specifically that player, just really loves the silly weapons, and I'm here for it. Actually, I'm down with it.
It's one thing to like go against the meta. There's another thing of going the complete opposite of the meta.
Yes, that's player Dat Kid. I respect the heck out of you.
Ooh, the undercover taking on the shot here in this close quarters fight. Like they do end up losing out, but that distracted the shot for quite a while. I Wish Canada is real in control of the zone, going to trying to take the lead back, but Warriors Gay is knocking on the door right now.
Looks like those Zuka shots didn't get any picks, although I Wish Canada Was Real is able to take the lead here with Warriors Gay getting pushed back towards their spawn. I Wish Canada Was Real trying to get more space here. They're not able to hold it though. This Brella player against this player here, Jelly able to get the picks. Ooh, able to get two down. Able to use this Zuka to push I Wish Canada Was Real back into their spawn area.
Yeah, right as I Wish Canada Was Real was setting up, just the Zuka came in and just sent them all the way back to spawn. Gave up so much ground for Warriors Gay. Like, look at the amount of blue in here. There's Brella here in the Ancient trying to find a splat, not able to. The undercover is down, and I Wish Canada Was Real so close to capping the zone, but they did lose two of their members in that engagement, and they are not going to be able to cap the zone at this point in time.
Jay here on the right side, just trying to get some picks here, trying to survive against all these aggressive players from Ori Is Gay. They are taken down though. Looks like Bookie's the pencil player trying to hold some space as they see Ori Is Gay able to push up a little bit farther now. They are keeping it painted. Oh, it's so aggressive from both sides, but Ori Is Gay able to get that clock ticking down even a little bit more.
They really want to take on the Reslider, but they are not able to. The Reslider is going to be coming in, not going for the zone, but Rella distracting the Inkjet just long enough for them to get. Oh, that's going to be a 3 down and 5 points remaining. Ori Is Gay going to be taking your game 3 here.
Ooh.
Or, I'm sorry, game 4.
Yes, I Wish Canada Was Real, not able to get back to zone to paint it back yellow. Ori Is Gay taking this round 3.
That's going to be Ori Is Gay moving on to grand finals, waiting on whoever comes out from the losers bracket to face them.
Goodness, those were good matches.
Those were incredible
They're
matches.
both so aggressive. I can't believe it.
I almost feel like that first one, Clamps on Scorched Gorge, part of that was Ori Is Gay, they were evaluating their opponent, but just it was really because of that last minute overtime push by Wish Canada Was Real that allowed them to win that with the single clam. And so once they got that sneaky push there, but then Ori Is Gay kind of just really took control in this next couple of matches.
I feel like I saw a lot of good aggressive plays on the side of Ori Is Gay. A lot of good stuff from Hershey, Jelly, and Liam, especially Liam on that the Splatana. But props to that kid for making something like the Clash Blaster work in competitive play.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. With the Chump kit of all things,
right?
Chump Clash Blaster.
Why that one? What I want to know your thinking. Please write me an essay. It's due tomorrow morning.
Share your secrets.
Exactly. Write all of the secrets down. Goodness. Good games, though. Good games on both sides.
Yes, GG's. Now, we do have a couple of losers bracket matches to catch up on. We got to figure out who's going to be coming out and facing Ori Is Gay in grand finals. Matches to look forward to: Never Back Down, Never What versus Puro Fanclub, and then waiting for them in losers finals, I Wish Canada Was Real. but unfortunately, we are gonna have to hand over the mic to the next set of commentators as we go into the losers matches.
There's some pretty good commentators, though. I gotta say, they're some of my favorites.
Oh heck yeah! Like
I won't spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
no, we won't gonna spoil it, but we want to give a shout out to our streamer CKK, like, and all the rest of the Neo Whale staff. Like, love you guys. Like, keep up the good work.
Good production, good all-around promotion, good everything. We love you.
But anywho, yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for all watching. Thank you for having us. We'll be handing off at the end of this break. So in the meantime, stay hydrated, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I I wanna know. I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know. I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know. I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know. I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are in loser semis of Neon Wail here. We've got Never Back Down, Never What versus Puro Fanclub. Both these teams definitely looking to fight their way back, try and make their way to losers finals and grands. I am joined here by none other than Glitch Cactus. You having a good night? It's a Monday. I'm a little sleepy. How are you?
Honestly, I can agree. A little sleepy myself, a little sad, of course. The poor Wii U and 3DS networks are shutting down. I'm still trying to Wonder Trade as I still can because it still lets me. I'm not going down without a fight.
Wow, so you can do that without the servers?
Funny enough, I haven't closed the game since I've been doing it before they closed it. So either I'm gonna get a comm error and it's gonna not let me, or Nintendo's gonna block me. One of the two will take place. Secretly just ban my IP. But
God,
yes.
yeah. Did you? I played in the Splatoon 1 tourney that happened yesterday, and it was a speed ladder. And I know there was like a big Splatoon 1 tourney the day before that too. So there's just been a lot going on with everyone trying to get their games in before the servers shut down. But I think I've seen enough a communication error occur that sort of message to see that I think it's closed now, right?
Yeah, for the moment, servers are down, players are slowly being dwindled out, and eventually within the next 24 hours, we should stop seeing the Splatoon 1 lobbies. Such a sad sight to see, but great memories that they once were.
Well, we're going to have to make new memories here in Splatoon 3. We're starting here on Mahi Mahi Splat Zone's pretty big open map, and we do see the Pencil and Squeezer trying to contest that long range. Well, we've got some shorter range stuff on the other side. The Squeezer battles are going to be pretty important, especially, I think, from Jess being the longest range weapon on the team. We do have the heavy edit for the cooler. Autumn and Risu trying to fight on that left side. Autumn is going to survive the situation, but overall just an even fight so far, still waiting for specials.
Yeah, absolutely. Picks going down, never back down, never what. We'll go 3 players down. It will be just Risu alive, trying to stall things up by the cooler, throwing their wall, but they will get picked off. Hopefully they will be back really soon with that cooler. This they will be Puro Fanclub, wasting no time, taking all of this space. You love to see the positioning here. The Squeezer on top of the site, Pencil in the back, supplying paint and long range pressure here to get a cooler ready. Players are coolered up. The crab has been popped to try to add some pressure. One will go down on the left side. Two players there. Zuka will force the remaining players of Puro Fanclub away, with another Zuka taking another one out, and that's going to be a reverse wipeout. Zone capped once again for Puro Fanclub, and they're wasting no time, taking as much map space as they can.
Yeah, I mean, we can see already we've got Stranger on the Pencil in the snipe. Such a commanding position. That Zuka getting the double kill in the zone, just instantly flipping it, was such a huge play there coming out from, I believe, Cosmos. And that's definitely given them a lot of momentum here, but Never Back Down is moving back in on that left side. They're able to find 2 picks compared to 1 on the other side, but yeah, they are able to flip the zone, getting 3 down. The Pencil is going to survive the situation, but they do not have a cooler anytime soon. So Never Back Down is going to have quite a bit of time to really clean up the middle of the map. As I say that, the strikes come back in and flip the zone immediately. It seems like they're caught a little bit off guard by that, but nonetheless, they are still having a hard time winning the fight in the middle despite getting the flip. So Never Back Down is going to maintain that control.
Yeah, Never Back Down really doing a great job holding space that was taken away by those strikes and Zuka combination. We see Risu here on the bottom ledge with Jess trying to apply some added pressure here. They are going to pop Wail here and pick up some cooler to try to move around more of this map. Unfortunately, their edit will go down, and they will just try to paint over that space as the edit comes back in, potentially with a jump. They will get the Squeezer down. Lexi will go down to a strike. There goes their Crab Special down. Never Back Down trying to hold on to the zone here, but bombs are going to be coming out from the side of Puro Fanclub with the Zuka trying to find a pick. Can they find it in time? They will find one on the side, and they're going to try to hold this zone, try to cap it over, but it's not going to be successful. There's going to be 3 players down, and it's just the Pencil. Lead will swap over for Never Back Down, and they're going to try to ride this all the way to the KO.
Yeah, they were so desperately, Puro Fanclub was desperately trying to get that cap, but not fighting for the entire team fight win. Now Risu's able to get a nice angle on the flank there. They find 1 pick. They get behind 2 members of Puro Fanclub who are trying to paint the zone. They're in such a good position. They're able to pinch the entirety of the team. The penalty gets applied, but Never Back Down still just has so much paint in the middle of this map. They have all the time in the world to get themselves set up and get ready for the knockout. But still, Puro Fanclub alive and kicking. That cap is going to give them quite a bit more time.
Yep, and time is what they're going to need with 1:40 left on the clock. Puro Fanclub needs to find a way to get in, and it could start here with a good pick on the splash. Unfortunately, will be popped, calling out these players on the side. Never Back Down will try to go in with that, but unfortunately will not find any picks. Their Squeezer will go down. Another down to Azuka, forcing the remaining players to back up just slightly, try to take space with their range or bombs. Unfortunately, players just going down left and right on Never Back Down. This is now Puro Fanclub zone capped over, only 20 points of penalty to work through. They see Jess and Risu sharking on the side, trying to find some picks, trying to find a good off angle, but they're both caught out by different players with a lot of range, the Pencil and the other Squeezer. With now penalty points gone, Risu's trying to make a play, but it's not going to happen. The shot's online here. Zuka's coming out. Will come out to try to stall these players. Can they hold for 3 more points to get it over? But no, Never Back Down caps it, stalling it just a little bit longer, and a nice Zuka shot to get close to a wipeout here, as we will see Jess sharking on the side, wait for the teammates to come back to find another opportunity to push him for the zone.
They don't know that Jess was behind them sharking, but that's going to be a swing and a miss, trying to get the kill, not able to get it in time, and now it's going to be never back down in an awkward situation. The timer is ticking. They're going to have to fight a 3v4. Here comes Lexi with the Crab Tank trying to move their team forward. That's going to be a trade from the Crab Tank. It's a 2v2 situation in the middle of the map. A 1v1 situation left in the zone. The jumps are going to come back in. Minty dies on landing, and that is going to be a flip for never back down. That is going to mean Puro Fanclub needs a cap immediately. They have a couple members on the zone. Are they going to be able to grab it in time? They will not. Never back down is going to hang on just barely and win that first match.
Wow, what a great back and forth first game in this loser semis. Never back down, securing that first win, getting very close to a 3-point difference. Being the differential there for them to secure that win, and they're going to try to ride that with one more game, as this is a best of 3, aiming to hopefully take one more and move their way into losers finals. That was a really good match played by both teams, though. Really close.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely was not one-sided at all. Either team could have had that just down to the last breath there, but that was a pretty prolonged back and forth match with a lot of kind of desperation caps that bought some more time. We're going to have Clan Blitz on Mako, and I don't think these teams are going to be afforded the time to, you know, catch their breath and just hang on, because the points just come very quickly on this map. I am curious what these teams are going to bring to the table in terms of like both comps and the aggression, because both teams that match felt like they were not hesitant, but they played a little bit more kind of conservatively.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to play safe and play to your advantages is going to be key, especially here on Clan Blitz and Mako Mart. Now, some of the comps we did see on the previous games could do very well here. They might. I'm tempted to see maybe if we could see a bucket or two, as buckets just love Mako Mart. With all the ledges, especially on Clan Blitz, with the core being right under that front drop, the opportunities for just a great ledge bucket kills are just endless, and you love to see that. So it's definitely going to be really interesting to see the type of comps they might bring out here. Obviously, Double Zuka does, Zuka does what it does best and just applies a lot of pressure, especially from any off angles. And that's something that you might see a lot from some of these players, taking those off side angles from the left or right on any players on the side stacks to hopefully be able to clear some space if they're in any defensive or offensive position.
Yeah, certainly those kind of like AoE weapons will get a lot of value here. We saw a lot of like shots and mid-rangey things coming out in the previous match, so I'm wondering if we're going to see some of that here. Either way, I think Puro Fanclub was the one running the pencil last time, if I am not mistaken. So I'm curious whether or not they'll stick with that here, because this is a very kind of close quarters map. It does provide the coolers, of course, but yeah, they're going to swap opt for the ZF instead. The strikes are going to be pretty useful, and I'm actually going to have my eye on that Luna Neo. We don't see that much often, but it's kind of hard to avoid Hammer on this map, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Hammer's the Luna's a pick I was not expecting, but I love it so much. Hammer just being able to camp those ledges and be able to, just with one good swing, be able to pick those players off. Lexi's just sharking on the side, walking over, hopefully to find some sneaky picks. But here we see a Stranger here trying to find some good picks here, try to pin up around their players. But there's the flank of Lexi. We saw it coming, and there it is. They will have a little bit of clam economy here to try to make a power clam. Slowly but surely, they're going to have to build it up. It's going to be that end try. It's going to have the most clams. Hammer is popped along with the strikes from Puro Fanclub. Can this Hammer find a pick? Yes, it will from downtown, but a nice snipe reverses that onto Lexi, and Stranger's trying to find another, but they get picked off as well. Finally, the first score will go to Never Back Down.
Yeah, that's a few points on the board, but very nice from Cosmos over there, shutting down the shutting down Risu, I think, who had like 5 clams that they were looking to score. That's only going to be a power clam and some change on that first push for Never Back Down. We have a lot of momentum from Puro Fanclub in the middle, trying to get a counter push of their own, but Lexi is going to slow things down a decent bit. It's hard to move up against that blaster, and already so many clams online for Never Back Down. The Zuka is going to come in. They're going to go for a big point dunk here. If they don't get sniped in the process, that's going to be 2 members shut down, and Never Back Down forced into this corner here, doing everything they can to just survive. The bomb is going to get a nice pick, and Never Back Down is going to end up reversing this situation. They have the power clam at the ready. It's going to go into that basket. Here's another push for Never Back Down, but they don't have too many more clams on the board. But okay, there we go. Lexi does finally get shut down in the enemy spawn after a trade from that hammer. So Puro Fanclub still hanging in there.
That's what you love to see. If one player is really able to get in and really just cause a little bit of a stagger, a little bit of stall, it really pushes back the other team and trying to find opportunities to go in. I mean, Never Back Down is just not backing down. They're in Puro Fanclub's spawn area, just causing a lot of trouble wherever they can, whether that's causing a trade or just a pick for themselves. I mean, they're really making it hard for Puro Fanclub to not only build that clam economy, but just take any kind of space. This is exactly the opposite of what Puro Fanclub needs, is just all this space being taken. Now, you might look at the map and see there's a good amount of yellow on the ground, but it's a lot of space they're not able to get to use. I mean, just look at this aggression. Jess is already in the front, forcing the pencil to back out. Here comes a clam jump, and they're going to score once again.
Yeah, they have 7 extra clams online this time. It's the Tri-Slosher with most of them. Are they going to make it to the basket? They don't get in with those clams. A few more clams coming from that left side. Never Back Down is in the final 40 points, about 2 power clams worth for that lead, but they don't have much on the board right now. Lexi on the left side is going to get a few extra clams in. Asan and the Zuka holding down the opposite side of the map. Here's some extra clams. They keep spawning in very nice places. They're going to get 1 more in, all the way down to 16. Very big push. Risu actually has an opportunity to get some more in here on this top left. You got to go for the score. They're not able to keep the basket open in time, but Puro Fanclub finally has some map control as they bounce back into the middle of the map. 2 power clams ready to go.
Yeah, with 2 power clams and a dream, this could get really bad here, but not if Lexi's able to get 2 players down. 1 more goes down to another player. Lexi trying to find the 3rd here, forcing that player to go back. They will get dropped on from Minty here, dropping down on their heads here. They're trying to get out Risu from the spawn, just causing a little bit of trouble. They can't afford to just let any of these players on Never Back Down sit in their spawn for even a second. Minty with a great pick there on Risu, forcing them out. But again, just that push they had ready to go, that space they had taken was shut down so fast. And already, just when 1 player tries to move forward, 3 players from the other side are just pushing them back, just with the remaining backline to midline players unable to just get out of their spawn here. They're by the basket, and with only 30 seconds left to go, that's going to be a delayed wipeout. Power Clam scored, and a couple more clams to their name, and this might be the game with 1 more clam to finish it off.
Yep. Oh, they're going to be holding the clam. We can see Risu just squid bagging, trying to keep to the last moment. Don't get cocky, kid. Okay, we get the power clam into the basket. That's going to be a 2-0 from Never Back Down, Never What. That will be victory for them, and they're going to be heading to their next match in losers finals, where they'll be facing I Wish Canada Was Real.
Yeah, what a great display of skill there from Never Back Down through the actual game, not the squid backing at the end, of just how aggressive they are, how much that worked for them against Puro Fanclub. That was a great display of the work that they were able to put in. A solid 2-0, and as you said, Fusion, they're heading their way on to losers finals, hoping for a chance at grands once more, trying to win their way for Neon Wail.
Yeah, and I mean, Never Back Down looked very close in that first match, but that second match, you can see they really kind of pulled ahead and showed that they're able to kind of get in whenever they wanted to. We saw just the way they moved together as a team was it was well put together, and I think we're going to be seeing that get challenged as they face I Wish Canada Was Real. Were they the ones who sent them? No, that was I wish Canada was real. Were the ones who sent Never Back Down to losers brackets. But either way, Never Back Down, second seed in the tournament, wants to make their way back to grand finals to face Oriasgay, but they have a match ahead of them before they can do that.
That they do. They can't get too full of themselves just yet. One more match, and you can have your way to grand final. And like you mentioned, I wish Canada was real. Did send Never Back Down into losers bracket in a swift 3-0 as well. So Never Back Down not only gets this revenge match, but if they will be able to just hopefully win their way and get that match against the number 1 seed, which is gay. So that's what they're forward here trying to do. They get ready and lose.
Oof.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Neon Wail, where we are about to begin Losers Finals. We have the rematch of I Wish Canada Was Real versus Never Back Down, Never What. Never Back Down, Never What being sent to losers originally by I Wish Canada Was Real 3-0. And they're looking to see if they can take this set back and work their way back to Grand Finals. My name is Cactus, and joining me on the commentary stand is Fusion. And Fusion, how are you feeling after that last set we had?
I mean, never back down, never what? I'm just gonna call them never back down because I keep wanting to say never surrender, and it's not there. So I feel wrong saying it. But right now Canada is not real, and Never Back Down really wants to convince them that it is, and they've been doing a good job of being persistent throughout the losers bracket so far. They're gonna have to do it in this best of 5 in losers finals if they want to get back to a grands. They have this rematch versus I Wish Canada Was Real, starting on a Rainmaker Museum. I think not the mode we typically see on this map, but similar vibe to Clam Blitz here. It's going to be very difficult to get past that choke point to get onto the plat, and then once you get onto the plat, to get past the spinner is very difficult, but you can kind of sustain pushes and stall out for quite a bit. But we're going to be hopping into it already here. What will we see from either of these teams? A pencil on one side. That range blaster is going to be an interesting pick. No back, but we do see Kraken and Wiper on the other side. What do you like here?
I really like the pick of the Wiper. I feel like Stamp is such an interesting pick here for a special on this map. And right away, I already see the nice use they're getting out of it from Lexi, getting a pick on the range blaster right off the bat, going for 2. They're going to look for 3 onto the other shot, but won't get it just yet. But that's exactly what a Wiper wants to do on this map. You want to be annoying, and you want to be annoying fast, and that's exactly what they did. Now there's Zuka here coming on out from Never Back Down, trying to stall them out, but here's a Kraken to push the remaining players away, and here they're going to try to see if they can get at least a little bit of a checkpoint here, dodging these bombs, trying to go through. They will go down to a player that did flank around. It was the shot. Another trade-off on the side. That's going to be 2 players down for I Wish Canada Was Real, and Never Back Down is going to try to take over some mid control if they could just handle I Wish Canada Was Real, just rushing on him, trying to get any kind of trade or pick that they can get.
Yeah, they're not able to get too many points out of it. The checkpoint is probably going to be the hardest part of this match to get through. The Hammer's not going to find the pick on the Rainmaker after they do get 1, but a delayed 2-down situation onto Never Back Down is going to make it difficult for the Rainmaker to continue pushing forward. Yeah, that I believe the colors are swapped there, but yeah, so far 2 members are down onto I Wish Canada Was Real, and that is going to make it difficult for them to really continue their aggression here. JJ just trying to move up and hold their ground here. They're able to find a very nice sneak pick there onto a member at the checkpoint, hoping to jumpstart a push for their team.
Yeah, absolutely. I Wish Canada's trying to... they have the mid-space. They're trying to find an opportunity where they can start to push in this Rainmaker. Now, I don't believe it's popped in that corner, but Asuka will take out another player. Rainmaker was popped, so we'll reset here. just trying to sharp right in front of these players here and find a pick on one of them if they can get it. They're looking for the pick on the blaster, but they will back away and try to stay alive. Just trying to find a pick on anyone, and somehow it's still alive out of all these players, barely getting that pick on that pencil there. But with that kind of distraction, that allowed the remaining players of Never Back Down to add a lot of pressure. Just falling back down here with the Rainmaker trying to stay alive. The Zuko will be dodged, and they're going to try to go for this checkpoint. Will they get it? Yes, they will, and that's going to be a 3-player down situation for Never Back Down. A little bit of a delayed wipe with 1 player remaining in the corner here, either staying there or potentially have jumped out. Cooler is going to be grabbed. Rainmaker will be picked up by I Wish Canada, and they are going to start moving forward. That player didn't actually jump out, and they stayed for a shark pick at that pick. Amazing play.
Yeah, this blaster's been doing quite a bit of work slowing things down, but running out of paint there, they're not going to be able to do much now. Never Back Down, looking for an opportunity to move forward, but swiftly gets shut down by I Wish Canada Was Real. No more paint left on the plat. This Kraken is going to find themselves in a bit of an awkward situation there. You can't really consistently chase people down around all the geometry here, but Arisi doing a nice job surviving for a while with that splash wall, but I Wish Canada Was Real, just really teaming up and picking apart Never Back Down here, but they have still yet to get on the board, and they're going to have to do that with the Rainmaker in an awkward position in this left corner here. They need to take risks in order to get the kills on it, and they're going to go partially down in the process. Now, 3-down situation onto Never Back Down. This could be the opportunity that I Wish Canada Was Real wants.
Yep, right here, they're trying to push the Rainmaker forward. The Blaster getting a nice 180 turnaround pick right there, and they're going to get this checkpoint, and this is exactly what they want. They have 3 players down. They're all coming off the spawn. Should be a nice little lead swap. 2 down on both sides, but 1's back pretty quick. Cooler will be popped as well. This Blaster just trying to stay alive. They're going to shark behind the pedestal. Hopefully, if they could just sneak this through, get a pick on the Rain. Can they find it? No, they won't. They'll get called out and picked off immediately. Kraken's popped by Risu, trying to go in and create that space. Players will be forced to back away, trying to make way for the Rainmaker in front. This is exactly the type of positioning you want to see from your players for the Rainmaker, but unfortunately, JJ's going to sneak on through, get 1, get 2, get 3, if you include that Rainmaker pick from before, and pop the Cooler and grab it so they can keep moving forward. What a quick and great play by JJ, and now this Rainmaker's all the way back on Never Back Down side.
Yeah, and they're just going to be content to kind of camp it on this right side. They get killed by that Zuka from long distance. They're going to try and get themselves an opportunity to grab that Rainmaker and move forward. It's grabbed yet again by I Wish Canada Was Real. I think they're going to get taken out in the process. They do, but that's a delayed wipe onto Never Back Down, and I believe that they're just going to be able to pick it up and end the game there. That will be game 1 to Fake Canada.
I love that short term. Fake Canada. Yes, that's right. 1-0. What a great start off, too, when things were looking dangerous. Never Back Down, being very aggressive here and getting a solid push. A couple points a little bit after the checkpoint. It was Fake Canada able to turn it around and really take that game home. And that's going to be the momentum they're going to want to ride off of. A solid first game win, showing that even if you get put in a tricky situation, you can turn it around for the better and secure yourself a solid win.
Yeah, we definitely saw some more of that kind of patient, conservative play coming out of both these teams. Like I feel like on this map, we typically see a little bit more action coming out after the checkpoints, where teams are kind of just diving for points and getting taken out in the process. But both these teams were kind of locking it down and shutting down pushes before they even got onto their plat. So that kind of remains to be seen. It remains to be seen whether or not teams will kind of take it up a notch, get onto the plats on Umami Ruins, which I think it's a snowbally map, and it's kind of all about starting to spawn camp your opponent after grabbing the zone. But will either of these teams be able to do it? That's the question.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams definitely have the aggression for it, and they're no strangers to having to switch up their comps to get comfortable, depending on the map mode combination. I mean, we've seen Never Back Down have 1 to 2 or even 3 of their players completely switch the weapons they're playing that are just suited not only for themselves but for the map that it's working on. I mean, like we saw, Lexi was able to bring out the wiper that game and really cause some damage in the opening pushes. So it's definitely both teams definitely have the capability to not only securing zone just very efficiently, but really going towards the very spawn camp feel that this map really provides. And it's going to be how these teams can use their comps to come back from that, to break out of those spawn locks in order to get back into the zone, secure it, and try to pretty much reverse it around as well to the other team. But here we go, going into game number 2, Splatoon's Anumami. Let's take a look at these comps.
Alrighty, we're going to be hopping right into it to see more of the same stuff, but we actually do see a Sorella coming out from JJ. That's an interesting pick here that I think it's going to provide that inkjet for some additional power pushing onto the plat, but not if it's dead in the first 10 seconds of the match. So Jess trying to create a big opening for Never Back Down after that first game loss. They're going to find one pick, not able to get that second one, and already the rest of Canada is back in the map.
Absolutely, that cooler really just almost igniting those players, just going on in and trying to get all these picks. With the last 2 players have Never Back Down just in this corner. Jess is trying to stay alive as long as they can to stall it up for their teammates to come on back, but they're all just getting picked off, and that's going to be a wipeout. I wish Canada is going to be able to push forward off of this, try to take as much space as they can, but efficiently and not too quickly for them to get in a tricky situation. And just look at this aggression here. Here's the jet, like you mentioned, being used to take this space. They get a pick on Risu, trying to get a pick on the side on Jess with a little bit of help from one of the players on the ground. There's going to be 2 players down, and this is that type of spawn lock I said to watch out for. Lexi will come on the side with the stamp, but unfortunately it canceled out, and I wish Canada was real. It's coolered up. This push is not over.
Yeah, the push is still continuing. Only 25 points left on the board. I wish Canada was real, kind of sitting back, waiting for the rest of Never Back Down to get into the map, but that's a big pick onto the blaster, which was slowing them down quite a bit. That is going to give them a lot of control in mid. That's 2 picks now. Now they're nearly able to flip the zone. They're not in control just yet, but now they are. That is going to be a nice take back from Never Back Down. They're buying themselves quite a bit more time in this match here, and that doesn't seem to be the end of it. They're moving forward, getting pick after pick, now moving all the way up to the enemy plat, even using that hammer to just continue piling on the aggression, and now we have a full kind of counter spawn camp coming out onto I Wish Canada Was Real.
Absolutely. This is that reverse that we were waiting for. That's Never Back Down being able to use their comp to their advantage here. Jess doing a great job with the squeezer, getting out the jet. Amazing cancel here. Player down here in the court is the blaster. Jess is going to be able to find the pick on them as well. And this is the reverse of what we were just seeing that I Wish Canada Was Real was applying before. Finding all these players. Look at the 4 players diving down on JJ just to get them picked off. That is a scary sight to see, especially if you're dropped down there yourself. Zuka will try to cause some mayhem. 2 players still down for Canada, and that's going to be a lead swap for Never Back Down. And with only 3 more seconds to go, can JJ get the zone quick enough to try to stall it? They're going to try to hold it in time. They get a pick on 1, and they're fighting it. It's just the 52 alive. Are they able to hold it in time? No. That's going to be a wipeout reversal, and just when you thought the game was over, Canada said not just yet.
Yeah, and they're going to just barely be able to win that 1v1 against the Tri-Slosher to grab back that zone at the last second. Now, I Wish Canada Was Real has only 40 seconds before their penalty is gone. They just need to continue holding the zone as multiple members of Never Back Down are down, and yeah, they just kind of need to sit back and just paint the zone in the process because the penalty is about to wind out. It's 3v3 situation. Risu trying to move in onto that right side. The Wail is going to afford them some open space. They're just going to go for that zone on the left side to try and get some space. That's going to create a distraction. Force I Wish Canada Was Real to move over to this left side. Are they able to get a pick in the process? They are. That's going to bait multiple members over here. Risu finds 2 picks and another wipeout onto the other side. That's going to be Never Back Down, flipping the penalty back and the zone back in their favor. And this has been a nail biter so far. I Wish Canada Was Real already getting a few more picks and just stealing back the zone. This has been just a flip-floppy match for sure.
Yeah, this is incredible. This is like these teams are so neck and neck. Not only in that first game, but also this game here. It's just getting picks on each other left and right. We've seen a handful of wipeouts on both sides. Both teams have the aggression to counteract each other. It's just going to come down to who can do it better, who wants the win more, who's going to be able to secure it. With these last 30 seconds ticking on the clock, JJ trying to dodge out this Wail. Risu's just picking up that cooler, putting in some fancy footwork here to put some pressure forward. They will get that cap again, but 3 players down. Just Jeff on the squeezer alive, and that's going to be cap again for Canada with Real. They're going to be applying so much pressure here. Zuka on the one side, 10 seconds left to go. All they have to do is try to hold, but with just getting a pick with the Zuka for 1 and the wave on the right side, can they get it in time? Can they hold it? The last couple seconds of the match are going to go down. It's a 3v2 on the map. They just have to try to hold it and flip it in their favor. Can they do it? Overtime is counted, and that's going to be game 2. Going to I Wish Canada Was Real. Never back down, not able to secure the... Oh, my bad. No, sorry. I misread the score. Never back down, being able to stall it out and hold it. Unfortunately, I Wish Canada was not able to secure the zone in time, even with the jet. All specials popped. Never back down, tying up the score for losers finals.
Yeah, the Inkjet found a nice pick, but of course you're not able to paint that much while you're in the special itself. So, excuse me, I Never Back Down, able to take advantage of that and paint the other zone and just stall long enough to grab that game. We're going to be moving on to Clamblitz Robo Ramen. This is going to be, I don't know about you. Did you? Well, yeah. This stage reminds me of like the pit at the basket reminds me of Starfish main stage from Splatoon 2.
Yes.
And
yes.
You know, this feels like a better version of that map. If I'm gonna like give my opinion on that.
I totally get what you mean. Just the in a sense the positioning of where it feels how you just have to. It's on like that little bit of a ledge, and you're kind of secluded around all those walls, and you're really just going down there as like almost a death wish when you're scoring those clams. But you know, thankfully we have all these amazing specials in this game that work so well from so far away to take care of all those sides.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I disliked this map a little bit more when it came out. I mean, a lot of people loved it immediately, but I didn't really like it as much. But I've come to like it a lot more over time. It feels like there's a lot more options here than some other maps provide, and I think there's some cool things you can do on this map and just play around with all the funny geometry here. So we do indeed see a Slosher trying to play around with that funny geometry, and of course the Snipe Rider is back on the field to provide those coolers. So that is going to be a big player on this match. We have a Kraken from Risu on the other side, so keep an eye out for the Kraken cheese. But I think that, you know, you can get some pretty big pushes on this map, so just be more mindful of, like, you know, the 4-team fights rather than just Kraken cheese as kind of a general strategy. And already I Wish Canada Was Real, opening things up strong, finding 2 picks, already moving up towards the enemy plat, trying to break this game wide open.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting solid mid control, kind of forcing the players of Never Back Down towards their front elbow here. Trying to stay alive here. Here's Jess trying to fight through with 2 players, getting picked up by the Slosher. Pick something down on both sides, really. Never Back Down finally taking a little bit of control in mid, having a little bit of space to work with around. But I Wish Canada Was Real is doing a great job at supplying some counter paint, trying to find good off angles on both sides here. It's going to be a little bit of a back and forth in mid as the first minute will count down on this game. Players going down on both sides. It's going to be 2 players down, though, for I Wish Canada Was Real. Never Back Down, trying to stay alive here with the power clan, maybe looking to see if they can get a little bit of a Kraken jump here if needed. But with players constantly trading, it's going to make it really hard to get any kind of push going.
Yeah, it definitely is. We can just see I Wish Canada Was Real swarming that left side together. All of the different like AoE damage weapons doing a lot of work over here. Staying on the grates to stay safe from that Kraken here on that left side is the range blaster. Looking for an opportunity to get in, but it's the Kraken that actually goes to the basket. That's going to be one power clam in, but that seems like it's going to be it. Actually, never mind. We see Risu still alive. The 96 allowed to live over there is going to be just distracting the members of I Wish Canada Was Real in the meantime, and that's going to allow Never Back Down to just continue holding and keep their paint in the middle of the map. So what could have been an opportunity, or I guess just a single power clam push, just help their team get the middle of the map. And we actually have a DC from I Wish Canada Was Real, and yeah, we're going to get a little restart out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We were not past that 2.5 minute mark, and neither team pushed past the halfway point for clam, so we will get a little bit of a reset here. Hopefully these players knowing what close to almost the first half of the game was like for both sides. They know what to expect, and maybe they'll see if they can try anything a little differently this second time around, aiming to really secure a win a lot stronger than the back and forth we saw at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, we can kind of see that we saw Never Back Down was kind of going for that the Kraken cheese for the power clam to the basket. They weren't able to get too much out of it, so I think Canada Fake is going to be a little bit more wise onto that when going into this replay, and I'm hoping they kind of turn their aggression up a notch to really counter that, because they didn't seem to have too many clams online, so playing quickly can just shut down their clam economy. Here we go, hopping right back into it. Same dealio on both sides. It's losers finals game 3.
Yep, here we go. Starting off once again, both teams rushing through mid, painting up for some solid specials here on both sides. Looking to see if they can have a cooler right away. That's going to be 2 players down immediately on Never Back Down. Traded with that one blaster. Lexi's going to try to find a pick on the side by having to jump out just to try to stay alive. But no, they will get picked off immediately here. And this is going to be a lot of aggression coming from Fake Canada. They're really applying a lot of this pressure here on to Never Back Down, but Never Back Down's doing a great job as well at counteracting it. I mean, just both these teams are so split, and even when it comes to this skill and aggression that they have, making sure they're playing their team fights correctly. One's going to go down to a solid bomb play. Gigi's going to Zuka, try to find another. Can they find it with the last Zuka shot? No, they won't, but they will go down to a torpedo, and that's going to cause the remaining players of I Wish Canada Was Real to try to push forward, but Never Back Down is doing a solid job at applying some pressure here. Here comes the stamp. Can they get a pick with the overhead? Yes, they will, and it will be on the pencil. So there goes no cooler if they were building that up.
Yeah, and wow, 2 members down on the side of Never Back Down. I don't even know what ended up getting them, but what looked like a great opportunity for them to get in is going to get slowed down. Yeah, both these teams just very hesitant to try and move onto the enemy plat, trying to find an opportunity to get in, but no one wants to really take the chance to do that. Both these teams are just kind of trying to like vie for picks without really committing too much, and I feel like that's kind of led to this like low scoring game we've been seeing so far. But Riso and the Kraken has a guaranteed way to get in, and that is that Kraken. They are going to take 2 members with them as they push in, but Never Back Down still kind of stuck in the middle of the map. They only have seven clams online. They have a pity waiting in the wings, but nobody's there to grab it just yet. So still a tie game, and I feel like one of these teams is really just going to have to flip a switch and hold the W key if they really want to break this game open, because neither of these teams has done that so far. But I Wish Canada Was Real getting 2 picks could be the opportunity they are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now they have a little bit of that player advantage. They're doing a great job taking space, and the cooler is popped at a good time here as well. Zuka's going to try to see if he can find a pick on one. The stand's going to be popped in mid of retaliation here, trying to see if they can find a pick on one player, but they will jump out. Pencil saw Lexi and will get a pick on them as well. Here's another still consistent player advantage for I Wish Canada Was Real. They're going to be trying to force this forward as much as they can. There is a Kraken ready though by Risu. seeing if they maybe could try to go in and apply this pressure, but right now it's a really tough hold. Lexi's going to try to push their way through mid with Risu's Kraken to see if they can make something work. Here comes Risu all the way up front, calling for this way for them to jump in, and that's going to be the Kraken G score for their first push. And they have a lot of player aggression here too. This is the door that they needed wide open here. They finally got the player advantage at the late wipeout here, getting a lot of points scored, almost completely down past the 50 point here. And they're just going to try to stay alive as much as they can, take the players down with them. They're going to have another power clam online because Clam just loves to spawn in really good spots here after a solid push. Now, I Wish Canada Was Real has to take not only this mid space, both to go forward, but right away, here's Lexi looking for another flank, and they're trying to get it in time. Lexi, though, opting for the fights first, finding one. Can they find one on the slosher? No, they won't. Hornet will get that pick to stay alive. Any opportunity to keep pushing forward is kind of being stalled out from I Wish Canada Was Real. Never back down, having to back up just a little bit just to stay alive and see if they can find another opportunity to push.
Oh, Canada, you gotta put your foot on the trigger, because if you don't, the power clams are just going to come in on that Kraken train. You need to go now because you have a power clam. They're going to have one member going who knows where with the Kraken. The path is almost wide open. You just need to clear one person to get to the basket, and nobody has been willing to pull the trigger so far. The range blaster ends up going down. It's now just the shot. They find a pick, but yeah, jumping out, that's going to create a lot of space. The Kraken is still alive. Here's going to be the Kraken cheese. We see the Kraken making its way towards the basket. 40 seconds left on the clock. 2 power claims are going to hit the deck, or just one if the other one gets reset. Yeah, we actually see the aggression. There we go. Coming out from I Wish Canada Was Real is going to get a pick on one of the power claims and force the other one not to be able to jump. So good aggression is going to stop a potential push from Never Back Down, but yeah, they're going to need to get some clams of their own if they want to actually come out on top in this match. 10 seconds left. They don't even have a power clam online. They're going to need to make one. Do they have the time?
With only 2 more power clams to try to move things forward, they have 2 players down. They need to make it. They are throwing the clams around, but no, it was not in enough time. The effort was there, but it couldn't be executed quick enough due to the fight in mid. And that's going to be Never Back Down, Never What, securing game number 3, putting them at match point.
Yeah, just a single game away from getting their revenge and making it back to grand finals. Never Back Down is doing exactly what their name says and trying to storm their way back to winners. So now, Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy will be a potential final match of this set. There's going to be no Kraken cheese. That's not really a possibility on this match, but we are going to see strikes probably get a lot of value, and I'm going to probably put my money on Never Back Down here, because they've been they've been more willing to be aggressive. We've seen, even if they had the Kraken to kind of guarantee them some pressure, we see the rest of the team following up on that. And I think that you kind of need that on Inkblot Art Academy. You got to really storm the enemy bats, because that's the spot to take. And despite it being risky to get there and far away, it's such a powerful position that if you can get there, you can get the victory. But of course, I Wish Canada Was Real probably has a team composition more geared towards tower control. It kind of moves forward on its own, and they have both the blaster and the slosher to target down that tower. I don't know whether or not they're going to stick with their guns here, but I think that no matter what they do, they're going to need to try and take a little bit more risks and be more aggressive.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there, Fusion. Never Back Down has never been afraid to, once they feel they have an opportunity, go full throttle and push through with it. We saw it a little bit in the Zones game. We did see it, of course, here in the Clam Blitz game a handful of times, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see it here again in the Inkblot game. They have a very good strategic play of having at least one player that's on a really good weapon, mainly Lexi, find opportunities to kind of be that aggressor and cause trouble in the beginning of the game. And that's going to be their kind of burst start, if you will, to try to get the ball rolling. And with the aggression they have, I wouldn't be surprised if they make things even a little trickier. We are going to see that Umbrella come back out. We are going to see the Luna come back out as well. buckets on both sides. Sorry, a bucket on the side of Never Back Down. With that range blaster, though, coming out from I Wish Canada Was Real. So both teams having a great comp opportunities. There was the short aggression they tried on Never Back Down, and that's going to put them 2 players down. But JJ catches Jazz on the side and pitches them through. This might be this little burst start for I Wish Canada Was Real. They're taking no time to waste here to put a lot of aggression here with a close-up Zuka securing another pick.
Yeah, some nice picks. We can see just how aggressive they were getting up onto the top. They do need to be careful, though. We saw that a lot in the Ramen game, where members of I Wish Canada Was Real would push up aggressively and then drop back down. And I think you kind of you give up a lot of space just by doing that. And what looked like a great opportunity is going to end in just a single checkpoint. A solid push nonetheless, but that second checkpoint is really the most difficult part of the map to get through. So we'll see whether or not I Wish Canada Was Real is going to be able to make it through there, because they're still alive in the middle of the map, but they're running out of space quickly.
Yeah, members of Never Back Down are adding just a lot of aggression here. One player goes down, another will come back and try to protect it. There's Asan going with 3 picks. That's a full wipeout. It is just Lexi alive, getting those jumps in for their teammates, and this is going to be their first push. Lexi opting to drop out in front with the hammer ready, trying to pick a pick on one, but that aggression is going to shut it down. They're still trying to push the tower, and they will get past the first checkpoint, but with this aggression that they have, and since they were coolered up, they're able to add a lot more pressure, pushing a lot faster, and Lexi will go in and try to cause more trouble with that hammer, throwing it at the end, going into the bat section here, causing more trouble. Second checkpoint, rolling on through for Never Back Down.
Yeah, and just look at this, the tower just moving up behind them. We can just see how aggressive Never Back Down is locking down the bats as best they can. Now we see Lexi moving up on that Luna, finding a nice trade on the other blaster. That's going to let the tower continue moving. That's going to be a pick onto the tower. The jumps are going to be targeted, but not shut down. The team up to protect the jump is going to keep the train moving, but this range blaster seems like it might be like the last hope for Never Back Down to really put a stop to things here, because once Bats is really completely cleared out, it is so hard to stop this tower, and that is going to be a full wipeout. The tower, moving past that final checkpoint, is going to roll in towards the goal. It's going to be a last-ditch effort for Canada to try and stop the tower. They find a pick. They find 2 picks. That's 3 members down. It's just Risu, but they're going to get on the tower, and they're going to be able to dance their way all the way back into grand finals.
Wow, a 3-1 victory for Never Back Down. At the end there, Risu just making a really smart play. Instead of going for those picks on the 2 players that drop down behind the tower, why not use that to your advantage? Go ahead and take that tower home and do it in a fancy way by squid bagging it to the KO. Amazing job there by Never Back Down, securing themselves a nice 3-1 victory and getting their opportunity in grand finals.
Yeah, really well played set from them. We can see them kind of getting their footing in that first game, and just I guess turning things up little by little as the games went on. They are going to be able to get that revenge onto I Wish Canada Was Real. So that's got to feel good, I can imagine.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they're going to be facing now all the way in grand finals. Goodness. Someone, Ori is gay. I don't know who that is, but congratulations.
Yeah, sitting comfortably in the grand finals for this opportunity against Never Back Down. I mean, this is going to be a very fun set to see. The number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed. It's not every day you get a fun tournament that's going to be able to show the top seedings go against each other and battle it out. And of course, if Ori is gay made their way to Grands, Never Back Down fought their way, never backing down no matter what, all the way here. One more set sets them away from a bracket reset too in the grand finals for an opportunity to take home the tournament.
Yeah, and now it is within reach for them.
Absolutely. just in reach. But before we get there, we are going to take a short little break just so we can get these players set up, a room made, and we will be right back with the grand finals of Neon Wail by SAC5. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Grand Finals of Neon Wail. We have Ori is Gay versus Never Back Down, Never What. Never Back Down, Never What, coming from the losers side of the bracket, looking to force a bracket reset in order to take this whole tournament home. Once again, my name is Cactus, joined by Fusion, and how are you feeling about this grand, Fusion?
I mean, Never Back Down has looked, I don't want to say unstoppable, but they've been looking really good and better as time has gone on. So I'm kind of anticipating a nice performance for them here in Grands. I hope they can show off what they can do. I have not seen Orias play yet today, but there's certainly a team of very strong players. Never Back Down coming off of 2 very nice wins. I think they kind of have the momentum to make their way back and win the tournament, but we'll see what they're going to be able to pull off here.
Yeah, absolutely. Never Back Down, Never What, coming from their losers run with a 2-0 in semis versus Puro Fanclub and a 3-1 in losers finals against I Wish Canada Was Real. With Ori is Gay on the winner's side, going 3-1 both of their sets on the winner's side of the bracket. So they're aiming on maybe continuing that trend of a 3-1, if not maybe forcing it a 3-0. But like you were mentioning, Never Back Down has had such a fantastic run. They've been doing a great job at just being very aggressive, finding really off-putting angles, and really just putting the other team in tricky situations that makes it hard for them to move forward. So it's going to be very interesting to see these two teams go at it, see what they bring to the table, especially that since we've been seeing a lot of Never Back Down. Of course, we're going to look here at our map list for this Grand Finals, and the first one we're going to be starting off with will be Splat Zones on Mahi Mahi Resort.
Yeah, we saw actually Never Back Down play this earlier, and they definitely looked pretty good on this map. I think they took this one, if I'm not mistaken, and they had the Splash-O-Matic for the Crab Tank. We actually haven't been seeing that much Crab Tank in general, just even recently. But it's certainly going to be valuable on a large open map like Mahi Zones, and I think that can provide quite a bit of value here. We'll see what we're going to be getting comp-wise from the other team. Yeah, they have Dat Kid on it. I know we're going to be getting just a hodgepodge of nonsense weapons, so there's that Reef Slider from the Reflux Deco, and the Stamper as well to boot. So here we go, hopping into it. Already 2 cooler weapons just waiting in the wings there, but 2 members down from Ori is Gay. Ori is Gay is going to get 2 members down onto Never Back Down, and that's going to be a big opening for them.
Yeah, you gotta love the opening fall in the water on this map. It's amazing, especially in that little block there. But, you know, they're gonna waste no time here trying to get this cap back, and that they will. 2 players being chased down. That's a delayed wipeout pretty much here on Never Back Down side. Orius Gay is doing a great job at... Well, you gotta love overhead cam lag, because that looked like they took a swim. But with the lead now swapping over to Ori is Gay, Never Back Down is going to try to make an attempt to push back forward. But with 2 players down right off the bat, the Wipers trying to push on forward here on the side, stay alive as long as they can, just causing trouble, not jumping out. But that's going to be to their demise. And now with specials ready once again, on the side of Warriors, he was getting a double with Zuka, a full wipeout, and they are on their plat, ready to cause some ruckus here, wasting 0 time at all, making it impossible for Never Back Down to just come forward onto the zone.
Yeah, sorry, the names have been throwing me off so much because I think Never Back Down changed all their names for this match in particular. 9 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be Never Back Down trying to make a run for the zone. They're going to hammer into it, but that's not going to be nearly enough paint to grab it back. First game, very quickly going to Ori's Gay.
Wow, what an amazing first game. A great display of just what Ori's Gay is capable of, especially after not seeing them for roughly 2 sets. I mean, they're making themselves known pretty quickly here that they're here for one thing, and that is a win. That is to take home Grand Finals, and doing so in a dominant fashion in game number 1.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to kind of stop the momentum that we just saw them put up, because it seems like Never Back Down did not have much of a chance in that match. We're going to be moving on to Clamblitz, Barnacle, and Dime. This is definitely a bit more difficult of a map to get in on, but it's certainly one where you can lock your opponent out. So just keep an eye out for that. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of the same stuff from Never Back Down, but again, Oria's Gate could be anything. It's just a roll of the dice in terms of what we're going to get in terms of weapons. I think all we know is that they're going to be holding forward. And I think that Never Back Down needs to compete with that. They need to really just be able to hold their ground and be ready for that aggression.
Yeah, definitely. It's a change of pace of holding forward, too, versus the previous teams that Never Back Down went against. I feel like Oria's Gate is really applying a lot of that forward pressure, regardless of the situation. I mean, we've seen Never Back Down do that, but we've seen them kind of take their time in finding those opportunities, or kind of waiting for a hold forward moment to open up, versus where Ori here is just doing a great job at making that opportunity quickly. They see the slightest advantage and they have to hop right on it, and that they do. So it's very interesting to see how Never Back Down might try to find their way back in this next game of Clamblitz on Barnacle and Dime. I mean, we could see probably that 96 come back out from Risu that will have Kraken. Kraken Cheese could be something they look forward here, but if Ori continues this aggression that they have, they might not have the opportunity for Kraken Cheese, especially with the type of map control that they're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to try and beat like just pure aggression with Kraken Cheese, but I expect we're going to see a 96 either way here. I think that, you know, having like a weapon with a splash wall can certainly help mitigate the kind of lack of presence that Kraken Cheese would provide if you just, you know, if you went exclusively for it. So in that way, I think 96 is a really good, a really balanced weapon to do it. It just really is all about how you are going to play it. I do wonder if we're going to see that Wiper again to try and like keep up with the pressure, or, you know, if the Wiper has been out aggressed, because it doesn't kill very fast. It's definitely a weapon that's better when it can outpace everything on the opponent's team. We actually see the H3. That's going to be the cherry. Long live the cherry. Coming out from that kid there. We do indeed see the Wiper. But yeah, that bubble can certainly help with turning a big push into an even bigger push.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned it in the beginning during the first game, the type of random weapons that we could see here, and I gotta love the uniqueness of it. It's not every day we see a new weapon be popped out, but it looks like right away Never Back Down has found their opening push here. 2 to 3 players down, the pencil jump in with a great angle on that on the
right
spec
into the
cam.
camera.
Holy!
I've never been scared like that before.
that jump scare is insane with that jump out, and it just has this Kraken is going to try to finish off being the last player alive. Ori is now finally taking control of their space, but Risu gets one, staying alive barely. That's going to stall out that push a little bit from Ori to take over mid.
Yeah, and a nice push to start things off. Not as big a push as you might have hoped for, but worth pushing. 62 points on the board, just under 2 power clams worth. This game now with the H3 in the team composition, I think that Oria's Gate is going to have to play a little bit slower, but they disconnected, and I don't know if that's going to be a replay. I assume, yes, it will. Yeah, just toward the start of the game, and not quite under that 50-point mark there. So Oria's Gate getting a bit of a second chance there after going down in the initial moments of that game.
Yeah, absolutely. They saw right away what Never Back Down is capable of. I mean, they learned fast. They learned very quickly of what Ori is capable of, so they turned it around. They quickly flipped the Jets, and they wasted 0 time getting an amazing push in. So with that being said, that DC there is going to get, like you said, give him a little bit of a reset. Let him figure out what maybe went wrong in that opening. Try to find a new solution. Maybe it's positioning. Maybe it's just keeping awareness of certain players that you want to watch out for, and it just get to expect when it comes to that aggression that Never Back Down had.
Yeah, I think that it's certainly something to. Yeah, it's certainly something that they're going to have to keep in mind, because I think they are typically the, I guess, more aggressive team. So, if they're going to switch up their weapons, they need to keep in mind that kind of changing dynamic that their team's going to have. Having to play a little bit slower means they're going to have to sit around, wait for like the wiper in 96 to like get up in their face and just be mindful of it. So, yeah, a second chance is certainly going to help them here. But yeah, after not the biggest push in the world from Never Back Down, I think that they're still geared up to rush down Ori Iisuke.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they're going to change anything about their opening besides maybe a slight sense of direction, or just tweak things a little bit, or maybe not at all. I mean, with how fast they are, it just comes down to the reaction time at that point from Ori to counteract it, do whatever they have to do. Now, I believe we start waiting for this one player to come back in, ready up, but it's definitely going to be something to consider. I mean, one little change on both sides could really make the difference here. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see another fantastic spec cam jump out. I mean, that was cool. I thought that really spiced up the gameplay.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever, when you strike, if you're on like the top down cam, and someone uses ink strike, you can hear the little choo 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 as the strikes go off. And that's like the only special you can hear on like the overhead. And it's kind of funny.
Cool. I didn't know it was the only one. That's awesome.
I didn't know you could put your camera like into the super jump. So that's cool to know too.
Fun little spook there. Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. But I mean, that's a really cool type of video effect anyone can do out there if they really want to, if they don't want to have the little special effects I guess you could get on your Switch to an extent to make things possible. But that was incredible. That was fun. I'd love to see that again.
We're counting on you, CKK. But yeah, hope everyone's internets are still checking out, because in honor of Splatoon 1, we may have to pull out the dreaded speed test.
Oh goodness, the speed test to see if things are going well. Hopefully it's something as simple as, oh yeah, my Switch just is acting up. But the last thing we need to hear is that some kind of storm is brewing through. Whether you had an East Coast earthquake or some kind of effect from the total eclipse, whichever it may be that could be affecting this.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the eclipse. I mean, Washington's a little bit it's pretty out of the path, and it was gray all day, so I didn't notice much when anything was going on at like 10:30 a.m. But did you get to see any of it? Was it clear enough to see like a partial eclipse for you?
Sadly, because New Jersey just has the best weather in the world, all I saw was lovely clouds. So the clouds will not be here though on this stage here. Both teams are finally back. We're ready to go. Let's see these bursts as they go through. Never mind, I'm lying. Both teams are kind of standing and flying. As in the con, go forward. Risu gets one, looking for another. Wiper goes through. Risu squid bag. Squids the roll. Goes away. And the game's ended.
I'm very confused. Okay, the teams were wrong. I was very confused there for a moment. Yeah, I think the teams were wrong.
Okay, makes sense to me. I was about to say. Gotta love it. Welcome to Splatoon. You know what? That's like they say. It would not be a Splatoon tournament without some trouble.
Wouldn't be a Splatoon tournament if there wasn't technical issues and a Splatfest going on at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When's our next Splatfest? In like two weeks?
Uh,
I know they announced it. I know
I don't
that's
remember.
I just forget when it
it's
is.
the bunnies one.
Yes, Bunny versus the baby chick versus the baby cubs. Mr. Gristans are gonna have a field day picking baby cubs.
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably team bunnies. I don't know, but that team's gonna have like 80% of the vote. I'm feeling.
Oh, 100%. Voting clears. I'm hoping for another case of like what it was when it was the typing Splatfest, water, fire, and grass, where water had a beautiful sweep of everything. Maybe this will. Maybe this is what Fry needs. This is what Fry needs. This is Fry's chance to win a Splatfest.
It is her opportunity, but you know, being the team that wins way too much, that wins way too much of the vote, doesn't bode well for the winning percentage.
Oh yeah, definitely not. The mirror matches are endless.
Mm-hmm. They certainly are, but I need to play some more Turf War. I have not tried the Fizz Bangs out, and that's the reason that I think I'd need to play Turf War. So I'm happy it's added, and I'm gonna try it out this time.
Yeah, I will say I was skeptical of it, but I really did enjoy it. It added that little bit of spice to it. Of course, I did think half the time I was throwing a clam, but you know, it's
Yeah.
totally added fun bit.
Oh God! Imagine. I mean, obviously this can't happen, but Clam Blitz with the Fizz Bangs would be very funny.
If you like, maybe you throw enough at one player, it turns into like a giant like pinata ball. So when you throw it, it just opens up like in Smash Bros. You have that one like pinata ball. You throw it, it hits somebody, it drops items for you.
The one that drops like 6 bombs every time.
Yeah. And instead it'd be a bunch of Fizz Bangs that drops down, just rained Fizz Bangs. Nintendo, take notes. You gotta take notes here. These are your money makers for your next
Nintendo, hire this man. But yeah, not entirely sure what is going on with the teams in the room here, but yeah.
Yeah, these teams.
We will see. We'll be hopping into the matches soon, but after Clam's Barnacle, we are going to be we are going to Shipshape Cargo Tower Control, and I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect here. Yeah. I mean, who do you think is going to win this Clam's Barnacle game? Because I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like these teams have been they've been iced out a bit, and the momentum has kind of been a little bit killed.
Yeah, I think if it stays the momentum that we were seeing from Never Back Down, I think they're gonna take this game and they're gonna tie the score. Just because of their amazing start in the beginning. I mean, that was just pure aggression. That was fantastic play. They had them right where they needed them, and then of course they did unfortunately get wiped right after by Ori. So we didn't get to see really how Ori was going to play that back. But I mean, Never Back Down just did a great job at being purely aggressive. He was rushing on forward, and it was a good game before the DC.
Yeah. You ever get those days and it's like, or what's the comic that's like, it's like, woo, what a week, huh?
Oh yeah, it's
like,
only Monday.
It's Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. That's how it feels right now.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for when this.
Oh, was that a Calvin and Hobbes thing? It might be.
I think so. My curiosity has peaked. I
Or
must check.
It's one day. No, it's Monday. Got it. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
I think.
What is this? Is that like Tintin? Yes, it is. It is The Adventures of Tintin.
Amazing.
But we'll hopefully be hopping back into the game very shortly for you all. So just bear with us for a little bit longer.
Alright, we are getting confirmation that we are loading back into the room, which is taking a look on screen here. Again, these are your players on both sides of these teams. For Ori, you're looking at Jelly, Brock, Harshi, Toxic, Didi, and Dat Kid. Never Back Down, Never What. Looking at Risu. I hate that I can't pronounce this name. I'm not sure. Anchi? I apologize if I pronounced it wrong. I'm bad at names. Asan, Proto, and Jess. So pretty stacked rosters. I've seen a lot of these players around on Twitter and of course throughout the fellow other tournaments that are happening weekly throughout our scene. So it's very fun to see that they are popping through. But we are getting word we're finally loading back up to the room. Looking forward to this Clan Blitz and Barnacle game. And we're already in. Perfect. Here we go. Nothing ever happened. Game 2.
Yippee! We have made it back to the shopping mall again. Here we go. This is the opportunity for Ori's Gate to try and take back after not amazing start of their previous game, and now it's also Never Back Down's chance to really keep their momentum up and, well, just get it back online after quite a long break here between the matches. Already so much pressure onto the top left from Never Back Down. They're going to find a pick out of the situation, looking for more, but they're not going to be able to find too much. Lexi is behind multiple members. They're able to find a pick. One of the members is stuck in the corner. That's going to be a trade situation, but I think it's going to go in the favor of Never Back Down here. The fight is still continuing, but the splash wall is going to help members of Ori's Gate fight, including Dat Kid on that H3D.
Yeah, what great picks off the bat. Ori really just flipping around from what we saw from that first game a while back. Just the aggression that was being had. This is the Ori that we saw in that first game. This is that aggression they're holding through. The sniper will go down, unfortunately. That's going to be their zip countered, and this is going to be a cooler pop to push things forward. Bubble will go in and try to stall for some space. That's going to be 2 players going down in it. 3 down situation as they are respawning, though, with a little bit of a cooler help. They are on that ramp, wasting no time to paint around. Is Never Back Down, pushing more pressure forward to force these players out. They have enough for power claim. 2 specials online with a stamp and a Zuka ready. Down goes the H3. I forget my weapon terms already, but the Zuka pretty much already over here. On the top left will be Jess. 2v2 situation, and that push that they had is kind of at a halt right now.
Yeah, no power claim is going to make it to the basket. So after a lot of aggression from Never Back Down, they're not going to get any points out of it, but they still have the plat for now. But the team up from Ori's Gate is going to put a lot of pressure onto the plat. Jelly finds a nice pick over on that right side, trying to continue this momentum, moving forward. A bomb on the splash wall finds another, and now the paint is flipping into Ori's Gate's favor. They're moving on to the enemy plat. They're going to be contested by Jess on that squeezer. The Stamper looking for a pick. The specials, including that cooler, are coming out, and we can kind of see how Ori's Gate is really kind of playing like a specialist game here. all they have is a Zuka to get in. They have a Zipcaster, but that Zipcaster is not going to get a lot of work done on a map as flat as this one. Just not too many avenues for you to get in, but making the most out of that one special is Jelly, finding 2 picks out of it. That's going to be a first score for Ori. Now Dat Kid has a power clam online. They're going to make it to the basket, get it in. That is going to be a good lead for Ori near the start of this match, or the middle of the match, because we are already 3 minutes in. It took that long for us to get any points on the board, so now Never Back Down does not have a giant hill ahead of them to climb, but they are running out of time to really make a move.
Yeah, absolutely. And with these players just kind of going pick for pick here through trades, it's going to make it hard for them to have to kind of get in here. But it looks like we're going to see a little bit of cracking sheath here. Zip's going to go in and get one of the power clams, though, and that's going to be a full wipeout. I'm not really too sure how those players went down by the basket. It might have been just good bomb placement and holding them down, because only 1 power clam was scored, even though they jumped in 2. Now, with all this space still in controlled by Ori, Luka's going to come out, try to find a player. They will find one. Can they find another? No, they won't. The players of Never Back Down are just kind of rushing on in the center here, kind of almost feeding in to Ori here. Players just constantly going in, trying to get these trade-off picks, but it's not going to happen. Ori scoring one more time.
Yeah, that's going to be a score, and the bubble under the basket's going to provide them some clearance to move in with some extra clams. They're almost out of clams, but the score is almost all the way at 0. It's a 2-down situation. The Stamper is going to try and make it up through the grates. There is going to be a full wipe. There's a bunch of clams coming in from mid, and that seems like it's going to be the game. So after a long delay between the games, Ori is going to be able to storm back and take that second game, now putting them just 1 game away from a tournament victory.
Yeah, I mean, that was incredible. That was a completely different start to the game and pushes that we saw. Originally, we were seeing from Never Back Down. I mean, that was incredible. Ori flipped the switch around and turned it around on Never Back Down, securing a second game win. This is putting them now at match point. Ori just needs to win this next game, and they will be your Neon Wail 5 champions. But this gives great opportunity for a Never Back Down, Never What story for Never Back Down. They have the chance to turn this around for a solid reverse sweep and then a bracket reset. But will they be able to pull it through after very dominant games pulling through from Ori?
Yeah, we're going to be moving on to Tower Control Ship Shape Cargo Co. A little bit of a more difficult map to knock out on, but of course, with all the pressure that Ori has been putting on, I would not put it past them to really just be able to get the tower all the way to the goal. I think the name of the game here is really just kind of locking down the left side of the map after you get control of mid, and I think that Ori has been doing a great job of that. We saw them with the pencil and the pencil and the H3 were just able to lock down and control a lot of space just kind of by existing and having sight lines over that range. So we'll see if they're going to be able to get set up here, or Never Back Down is going to be able to turn things around.
Yeah, absolutely. The turnaround is what Never Back Down's gonna need, but Ori has got to be feeling comfortable after a solid first game, a little bit of a stall to win the second game, proving that they don't want to waste any more time. They want this tournament done and over with. They're going to be doing whatever it takes to win this next game, and we've seen some of the comps that these teams can run, and both have a couple players that can run weapons that are really good on tower control, good poking places, especially on Ship Shape Cargo. The map's design itself, from the grates to the ramps to the little ledge in mid that you're able to kind of hop on through, push through center. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of advantages players will use with this map. Both teams are going to be readying up very soon here, just making a last couple minute choices to see what they want to go through here.
Yeah, I honestly don't expect too much of a switch up, minus maybe Dat Kid doing whatever weapon they feel like doing. I'm kind of guessing we're going to see like a sploosh or something just like very ratty on this map, but we'll see. I honestly don't expect the Luna Blaster to be making an appearance here. I feel like even on this map, it's a little bit too short range of a weapon. But yeah, do you have any expectations here?
Not too much. Obviously, you'd love to see the classic AoE blasters and buckets, but I mean, it's totally possible we don't see that. I mean, I would maybe let them see the stamper here. You know, I feel like the ledges are pretty good for it, especially when you're pushing through checkpoints. And speaking of the devil, we do see that, and of course, there's the classic random weapon dad kid with the Squiffer, and I believe that is the trick shot Squiffer. Yes, it is with Zipcaster. But we do see the splashdown blaster as well, with of course 96 coming back out and a stamper again. Wow, right away though, 2 players down for Never Back Down, and Ori is off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, they certainly are. 3 clean picks is going to be 4 clean picks off of the opening. This tower is going to roll into that first checkpoint. Now you have 2 lasers and the Zipcaster keeping eyes over the middle of the map. They actually have 2 Zipcasters, so after this is done, they're going to have to keep their eyes out for another. Yep, there it goes. Over in that top right, are they able to find anything? I don't think they are yet. That's a 3-down situation, and that is going to be a... Oh, never mind! Ori actually finding 2 very clean directs. That's going to enable Ori to continue pushing. That gives jumps to the rest of their team, and that means the push will continue. So now, after a desperate situation, the members of Never Back Down grouped in the middle somehow survived that splashdown, but they're not going to be able to survive just the blasters just sneaking around and clearing out corner after corner. The Kraken, as a last-ditch effort, is going to find a pick on the tower, trying to find members of Ori in the corner. Yep, there's Ori going down, and just barely Never Back Down's going to hang on. That final checkpoint, the only bit of defense they have left available for them. But the jumps are actually coming in behind Never Back Down here, so they got to be careful.
Oh, they do, but this blaster is on a double streak right here, getting ended there as there's 2 players remaining from Never Back Down, and those last 2 players will end up going down. Ori just doing a fantastic job here, securing every space imaginable. Like you mentioned from before, even from behind. Unfortunately, I should be taking a swim, falling off the ledge or off of the tower, and Risu is just going to try to push his tower back towards their side.
That was the fadeaway sniper. Yeah, but still 3 members down. The pressure is just incredible coming out from Ori here. Over on that right side, clearing members out. They're not able to get a shot behind that splash wall. That means that Reese is going to be able to survive over in that top right. That is a really good position for stopping the tower from moving forward. The blaster trying to clear the left side a little bit far away. Here comes the entirety of Never Back Down from that right side. The Kraken on the tower. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to deal with that as a team with 2 chargers. So very well played from Risu. They're able to just take advantage of their weakness and lead their team in with the Kraken. But of course, I think Ori on the blaster has been the biggest thorn in Never Back Down's side. They have not been able to get into the middle of the map so long as Ori is anywhere nearby. So that kill is going to mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you would think for the type of comp that Ori is running, it's going to make it a little difficult to try to get in, but they've been proving that their comp is working extremely well against Never Back Down, regardless of the situations they're put in. Finally, Never Back Down's going to score a couple points, but they're going to be stopped right at the first checkpoint as they have so much ground here taken over against Never Back Down. I mean, Ori's doing such a fantastic job at applying any type of pressure they need, and with the blaster now rushing the tower, the pencil going in now, applying so much pain around, Risu's going to find one with the Kraken, and then really that's been Risu's main job here, is finding any pick with the Kraken that they can get. The stay-up here is going to fall back behind as Risu tries to find a pick on the pencil, which will not be found, and the Zip will find another, and it's just here, sharking through. They're going to get trick-shotted by the Squiffer, snipe through as that kid squib back before they fly on back.
The moment you need 96 to hit 1 bullet is the moment that the shots just start turning left. Like, you cannot rely on that weapon to kill when you want it to. It only does it when you don't. and it's quite incredible how 96 and 52 players are able to, master the weapon like that. But here we go. Jess on that right side gets surprised by the Stamper. The team up is certainly going to help them, and that's going to be the Zipcaster trying to survive or just stall in the meantime, but they're going to have to recall in the process. They do end up getting taken out. 30 seconds left on the clock. Never Back Down has an opportunity to move the tower forward here. 2 members coming from the right, 1 member coming from the left. They're not going to be able to deal with that pinch. Multiple members are going to go down. That's 3. Risu last alive with that Kraken. They're going to get hunted down. 15 seconds left. Does Ori have any chance, does Never Back Down have any chance of getting back into the tower here?
With only 9 seconds left to go on the clock, it's going to be a Stamper duel on the bottom there. That's going to be 3 players down. Just Asan on the Splasher, rushing the tower. Can they make it in time? No, they will not. Ori is going to complete that game, making that a 3-0 victory in this grand finals. Your champions of Neon Wail 5.
We love to see the variety in weapons and just the aggressive gameplay that we saw coming out. We saw a lot of Zipcaster action that game, so that was great to see. Congratulations to Ori, and Ori is gay.
Fantastic display by that team. Great games overall from all the teams that competed in this event. And although it is a sour, bittersweet say, congrats to Never Back Down, Never What, for a great losers run, making it all the way to Grands. Not the finish they were hoping for, but they gave it a great effort nevertheless.
Yeah, they certainly did. Congrats to Never Back Down after some very nice sets we saw from them. But Oriusuke is going to take the crown for tonight. We saw just quite a variety of stuff coming out, including that H3D, the Squiffer, the new Squiffer, and the Reflux Deco, which is actually a pretty solid new Zones pick, but that's a story for another day, I guess. They're going to be your champions of Neon Wail this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta love it when players and teams use such unique weapons, especially when you're able to bring it all the way to a grand set. It just makes it all the more interesting, not only to commentate, not only to play, but also to watch. But that's gonna do it for us over here on IPL's Neon Wail. Fusion, where can the viewers find you?
You can find me in bed, sleeping very shortly. At 8bitfusion_ on Twitter. 8bit Fusion on Blue Sky. How about you, Cactus?
Honestly, same here. I will be going to bed immediately after this stream is over. But you can find me at Glitch Cactus on Twitter, YouTube, and the Blue Sky, and of course at Glitch Cactus 1 on Twitch. That's going to do it from us here over on Neon Wail. Thank you to the players. Thank you to all of you in chat viewing and watching this tournament. And of course, thank you so much to all the amazing TOs that helped put on this event.